What are you doing over there?
Just listen to myself.
You touching my buttons?
I love touching a good button.
Quit turning my knobs, dude.
Never.
Stop it.
See, that's what the problem with headphones. You start to have too much fun.
Oh, yeah.
You get in your world.
I don't like the headphones.
I have to, man. When I'm doing them, like,
I don't like it.
It's not that I don't like the headphones. It's puts you in a space.
That's what everybody says, and I don't like it.
I think it puts you in the space. It takes you out of reality, and you're like, oh, yeah. Or it takes away the ambience. So you're like,
I like the ambience in here.
Well, yeah, this is good ambience, but most places don't have good ambience.
I'm being interrogated, kind of, if I look up at the lights, but like other than that,
it's a good light.
This is a good light, right?
Really good light.
I have another one. Do you want it?
I'm not taking your light.
I have another one.
I mean, I want everything in the world, but
I had two. I didn't know it. Found it yesterday. I was like, I pulled it out of like an Amazon box that was under a table. I was like, what is this? Opened the box and pulled the light. I was like, I have another one of these?
Well, if I remember correctly, when you started doing this, it was like every week there was a text. What do I need? What do I need? What do I need?
Dude,
and I'm like, just everything you can get. And when you think you got enough, triple it.
I was like, make me a cart.
And then I'll buy everything. You go, this is how much people pay for this bullshit.
Everything that has to do with a podcast costs $300.
Oh yeah. Everything.
For some stupid everything. It was crazy.
I see tattooers. They're like, yeah, this machine, dude, $1,200. I'm like, $1,200? I was like, that's one camera. A couple cards for a Sony. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
How much is ink? That's nothing.
Is ink expensive?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's getting more expensive. Eternal specifically, I don't know about other brands. That's just what I've been using forever. So on their website, a lot of colors are 1 ounce now. You used to be able to buy them in 2. They don't have 2 ounce anymore. It's like 1 ounce, or it's like the other ones will be out basically. There's only 1 ounce option, and whenever you go to buy, it's like, well, you need more than 1 ounce. Especially if it's a color you use a lot. So you get 2 ounces, but the 1 ounce, like if you buy 2 of those, it's more expensive than 1 2-ounce bottle.
They're just getting you no matter what. So you're like, I got to get 4 of this one color. Mm-hmm. I'm always using this certain red.
Right.
I got to get 4 to 6 bottles of this.
Yeah. And that happened after they got bought out.
Also, why the Eternal Forever? Why is that? Is it just because you started with
brand?
Those? Yeah.
Oh, it's not that it's any better than any other brand. Dude, almost any brand you can use now is like a solid, like they've
come a long way.
They've got the formula now. You know what I mean? Like they're good now. It's just because I know that palette so well. So like, I'll give you an example. There's a color that I use called caramel. Anybody who uses that color knows what I'm talking about when I say this. If you touch that color to almost any other color, there's like a green hue that comes about, right? And I use it for that. I count on it for that. I have systems built around that. And if I use a color that's similar to caramel from another brand, it might not act the same way.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So, and I know the palette so well with Eternal just because I've been using it so long that I just
second nature to grab it once you've got your.
Yeah. I just know what I'm doing there.
Yeah.
You know? And not that I couldn't get another brand and figure it out. Like it's not that complex, but it's just convenient to just keep using what I'm used to. I'm a creature of habit.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the same with cameras, same with food, everything. It's like, do I want something new tonight? Yeah, but I know if I just eat chicken or beef, I'm going to be okay.
Right.
I'm like, yep, I know how to cook that.
Right. I feel like a Viking king drinking out of this fucking thing. Brandall bought me this. Oh, yeah. So I got to thank you again for coming back again because we did this podcast the other day. Like, what was it, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
3.
And halfway through, the microphone cord on my side stopped working. And I lost the audio for like 2/3 of the podcast for me, and it just wasn't there. And I was like, "Hey," I was like, so what are you doing in a couple weeks, buddy?" But it's a good thing we started your back though, so it was like you were coming back anyway.
Yeah, you know how many times I've accidentally not pressed record on a camera or on this, and then I've been like,
"What's the top?"
Press record.
That's the first thing I do now.
Yeah.
I put that at the top of every time I'm doing a podcast. I put press record, and I double check all the cameras to make sure.
When I first started, I would take and before they were even sitting down or anything, I would just already have everything recording. I didn't care. It was like
that's what I just did.
Yeah, it's like I don't care what's going on. We'll start it when it starts, but the last thing I want is to get rushed all of a sudden and then just be like, fuck, I didn't hit it.
Yeah, notice how we were already going.
Yeah.
That's how I do it now. But yeah, thank you for coming back, dude. That's awesome. Quick shout out to Brandall here because I've talked about this in other podcasts, but Brandall is the reason that this podcast looks and sounds the way that it does. So thank you for all the help. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you drove 5 hours, went and did a job, drove 5 hours home, slept a little while.
Yeah, a little
got
bit.
up, drove 5 hours to me, and then you were here for like 5 hours helping me set everything up.
Yeah.
And then you drove back home again.
And then drove 5 hours the next day back to the same place.
Right. And I talk about that because like it speaks a lot about your character. You know what I mean? I was like, you didn't have to fucking do that, you know? And I really appreciated you coming and helping me out, you know? This would not look or sound anywhere near as good as it does if I hadn't had your help.
It's also strange when you do something that's fun for you, for your job finally. It's not like doing construction or some bullshit. It's like you actually get to go, like at home, I'm looking up lights. I'm like just tinkering with things, you know? I'm just looking at camera stuff. And I go out like last night in the garage at like 10 p.m. I'm out there separating cables. I'm like, ooh, what's that cable? And then I'm like, oh, like, you know, it's like finding an old tattoo machine you had no clue in a box. And you're like, that's sick.
I love how into stuff you get. I was talking about this the other day. I was like, when Brandall latches onto something, you deep dive hard. You know everything about it.
I don't ever use the word autistic or something of that. I never say that, or OCD, because I think those are extremes. But I have like but I think it's the same with you. Every time I text you, like if I go like 2 months with no yogi wisdom or anything going on, and we're both busy and living life, and then randomly I hear from you, you'll be like, hey man, call me. And I know what's about to happen. You're about to be like, okay, so check this out. I bought a Harley Davidson. Okay.
I did not buy a Harley Davidson, for the record.
Well, and with that, now I own 3 Harley shops. And I've been thinking about going over to Japan, starting a Japanese import company with Harleys or so. I'm like, what is going on?
I do do this a lot.
But I also think when you can get good at things very fast, it's like a skill. You either have it or you don't. And a lot of people watching, a lot of people have it. They don't find the things that, you know, they're geared toward. Me, it's like I can hyper fixate very well. And so hyperfixating is like my superpower. And if you can get interested in something, but some people can't get interested in anything to even find that on. And I'm very fortunate that everything I touch, I'm like, yep, that's my life.
Super.
I don't know.
Yeah. Super getting into that.
Yeah. And I instantly want to make it my career. I want to change everything. I want to drop the world. I'm like, nah, I don't know, man.
Well, we were just talking about that. That's what's happening with me now. So I'm shifting gears and
dive into that for me.
What?
Because I got a lot of thinking. When you we hit on this a little bit when I first got here, but stopped it so we could talk about it. And my brain has one track for you. I have a one-track brain. When somebody asks me, oh, you know John Barrett, you know Yogi? I'm like, yeah, I do. And you probably don't want to know him because he's probably going to talk shit on you as a tattooer because you're doing this. You know what I mean? Like I have a very, you're not an asshole by any means, but you have your standards for what you do. It's like, and you hold tradition in some things that you do higher than a lot of people. And so if somebody's like, oh, dude, I'd love to meet him. I was like, he wouldn't love to meet you. I'm like, I like you, but he won't like you. Or he might like you, but there's going to be something he's going to have to say to you because this is his tradition thing. This is his thing. You know, this is what he eats, sleeps, and breathes. So when you told me this, it kind of made me go, I had a little...
Yeah, so I have my line in the sand for sure. And I have I've been very well known in the tattoo world for being very opinionated and being very unapologetic about those opinions. But what I'm seeing now, and I've been shifting my thought process on this. So with things like the TV shows, that's a big one for me. Yeah. And then artists coming into the business, things like that, right? Because they don't contribute to tattooing. They don't continue the tradition.
They're just taking.
They just take. They don't give anything back. They only care about them and what they can get out of it. So I've been very opinionated about this stuff for a long time. It's sort of gotten to the point now where everywhere that I look, something like this is happening and going on. You know, I talk to people all the time who come from, you know, art school. You know, whether they went to SCAD or wherever they went.
Yeah.
And they see tattooing and they go, "Oh, I can do my art that way. I can make money doing my art that way." And it's like, that's never what tattooing was.
Yeah.
Those are the people who go on TV shows and things like that. And so I never really considered them tattooers. Like I always say there are artists and there are tattooers, right, in the business. But it's becoming more artist than tattooer now.
Okay.
By a big margin, I think.
That's a strange wording for me to hear it that way, because
Right.
I'm thinking about it, but when you say it, I get what you're saying. It's not just necessarily the artist, it's everything that encompasses that specific style of human.
So I've been seeing now, what I've been, and I've been paying attention to this for a while. Actions speak louder than words. So the actions that I'm seeing and the things that I'm seeing in tattooing, all the action kind of seems to be coming from the people who aren't tattooers. And what I mean is, like, so you have artists, for example, who come into the business and they don't give anything back. They just take, right?
Yeah.
They'll get an apprenticeship. As soon as they're done, they'll go open up down the street on you, and they'll have an apprentice for free labor, and then they'll start doing tattoos, but they're really good at like TikTok and stuff like that. So they'll get ahead that way, and they'll get clientele that way, and then they're busy. They're off to the races. So they're definitely not following tradition. They're not staying under their mentor and, like, you know, contributing to the shop in a way that, like, you know, there's a phrase that we have in tattooing: if you don't belong, don't belong. That's what that means. Like, if you're not a contributing member of the shop, if you're not helping all of us grow, if you're not part of the team, like, then get the fuck out, right? Like, what are you doing here? So I'm seeing stuff like that happen. I'm seeing them go to, like, you know, tattoo schools. It's even a college course now at the Rhode Island School of Design. You can become a tattooer there. Well, I say that lightly. You can't become a tattooer, but you can be an artist who's interested in tattooing and go that route. And then they just get done with that, and then they're just like, they just get a little business license, little health department thing,
off.
and then they're off to the races, right? So then the other thing, right, that I'm seeing is there's this thing called Cleopatra. Have you heard of this? Okay, so these people aren't tattooers.
I know what you're talking about. I saw an Instagram ad for it.
Yeah. So they're not tattooers, and they're just opening these fucking things everywhere. Now, this is what I've heard. This is speculation. I can't say with 100% certainty that this is what's going on, but it does make sense. So what I heard is that they're opening a bunch of these, and what they do is they fill their shops with people who, because how you're going to make a bunch of money is to make sure the tattooers can't leave. What they're doing is they're getting a bunch of, like, South American tattooers and things like that, and they're putting them in the shop. Now, when those people come over, they're trying to get a green card.
Yeah.
They need a place to work. They need a business to sponsor them, etc. What they do is they give them a really shitty cut. They take way more money than they should. And then they hold it over their head anytime they get out a check, right? And that's the way that they keep them in line, and they just suck money out of them. And then they're just opening these things everywhere. Like, they'll have, like, the biggest, most extravagant booth at a show. They'll fill it with all these tattooers who, like, those tattooers, they are not doing anything wrong. They don't know.
Yeah.
But they'll fill it with these tattooers, and then they'll just be doing having free tattoos, and then they'll just enter every single category, and they're just monsters, right? And it's just growing. They're opening them everywhere, and that's why they can, because they can control the tattooers, right? Those guys, they can't really leave. So I see the action again. Actions speak louder than words. So the non-tattooers are doing shit like that, right? They're finding a way to suck the life out of tattooing. I'm seeing all of the businesses that are in tattooing, like Tat Soul and Eternal, and, like, hold on, I don't know if Eternal. Anyways, like, there's a bunch of there's one called Nexus Group that bought Kingpin and Tat Soul, and I think Eternal sold. Because we were just talking about the 1 ounce thing. I don't know if they sold to Nexus Group, but I know that they did sell. So they came in and started buying a lot of the tattoo brands that, like the the supply companies that we buy from and things like that. And so then they're doing things like what we were talking about with the 1 ounce bottles. So I see them, getting into the business that way and just sucking the life out of it, right? So I see all these people who aren't tattooers. These are the actions that they're taking. Now, when we look at the tattooers in the business, even myself, I'm guilty of this. The only thing that I see us doing is sitting around and talking about it.
Complaining about
the
industry,
about the circumstances. Right. And we don't do anything. Now, I will say the actions that we would like to take, we can't take those. We can't do that anymore because all the old stories that you heard in the tattoo world, those stories are real. People got their fucking hands broken. Shops did burn down. If Roy Boy showed up at your fucking shop and he had a problem with you, guess what? You had a problem to deal with.
Yeah.
And it was serious, right? We used to move a lot differently. We used to police ourselves. You didn't open up on anybody. There were consequences and repercussions, and they were fucking swift.
It's almost like low-level mob.
It was. And we can't move that way anymore. The artists and the non-tattooers know that. And so they're just having a field day. And it's gotten to the point now where the cancer has grown so much that there's no going back. You can talk to any tattooer and they'll tell you the same thing. There's no going back now. I mean, it's different now.
Yeah.
And because of that right there, that's kind of the conclusion that I've come to. Tattooing is so drastically different now. There's no like real tradition anymore, right? If that is the landscape of tattooing now, then tattooing is now a different thing than when I came up. Now I can sit here and I can be the guy on the boat with the fucking bucket all I want to. Mm-hmm. I can go down with the shit, right? And I have been. You want to see a guy who said no to the money? I told Ink Master to fuck off for 6 seasons straight. So you want to see a guy who, stayed true? Here I am.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm kind of fucking sick of seeing myself get passed up by people who are cutting corners and doing things that I consider a strike against tattooing or immoral to tattooing. But when I look at the landscape of tattooing now, it's not tattooing anymore. It's not the same thing anymore.
You're saying tattooing, but it's so far away from where you started.
It's so far removed. Yeah.
And what you fell in love with that it's...
So that's kind of what gave me this sort of like different perspective now. I'm like, so when I see people, selling fucking wolf tickets because they're using polarizers that make their tattoos look way better than they actually are.
Yep.
Like there's one guy who came here and did a guest spot. I'm not going to say his name because he's the nicest guy I've ever met. I've talked about him before on the podcast. I've talked about this exact thing on the podcast, but I'll do it again. He came here and did a guest spot and I was excited, honestly, because when you look at his Instagram, you think he's the best one. Dude, it's unreal. You look at the Instagram and you're like, fuck, it's amazing, right? And he is good. He's really good at tattooing. But I was excited. I was like, I'm going to learn some shit because this guy's fantastic. I mean, he's just a whole nother level. I was stoked. And he came here, right? And when he got here, I remember Nick and I looking at each other when he got done with the tattoo. We were like, yeah, dude, sick. And then we kind of got by ourselves. We were like, did you? He was like, yeah. He's like, what the fuck was that? He looked at me and goes, you're better than him. I was like, I know. I was like, how the fuck? I thought he was better than me. And then it kind of came to a head when he like took out his polarizer and his film and his lens and his light and he turned the lights off in the shop and took this crazy picture. And like, I was like, yeah, there we go. Right. So to me, I'm like, you're selling fucking wolf tickets, dude. Your tattoos don't look like that for real.
Yeah.
And your clients should be fucking pissed whenever they're done and they get their tattoo and it doesn't look like that thing that's on the Instagram. Right? Yeah. But when you look through his Instagram, some of his clients have come back 3, 4, 5, 6. He's doing sleeves on them and he's got almost 1 million followers. I got passed up by someone who's not as good as me because he uses a light and a filter that make his tattoos look better.
And you still refuse to.
And not just passed up by a fucking lot, dude. And he's driving nicer cars than me. He's taking trips. He lives in better houses than me. It's because of what he's using to take his fucking pictures and his videos with. Yeah. And I'm like, how long am I going to sit here and keep holding true and fucking doing all the full fucking bullshit because like I'm not doing anything. My actions are, I'm just sitting here complaining, right? And I'm like, I'm kind of fucking tired of getting passed up, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, I could stay true for tattooing, but it's not tattooing anymore. That's the thing that I've been having trouble with, and I think I've finally gotten past it, is it's not the same fucking thing anymore. I'm not protecting the same thing anymore.
How long can something become fucked until you decide, like, okay, I literally cannot die with this.
Right. And I don't want to fucking get passed up anymore, dude.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's come to. I'm like, how long am I going to keep doing this? And for what? So that I can be part of the fucking cool kids club and sit in the circle and be like, we held true while they're driving fucking fantastic cars and living a great life. And like, their customers don't seem to care. And that's our big hiccup, right? Like that's my big hiccup on like the polarizers, right? Because the tattoos don't look like that. That's my big thing, right? I'm like, I don't want to do that to my client.
Have you ever tried one and looked at it and went,
it looks fucking awesome. It looks so sick.
Yeah.
It does. But that's not what the tattoo looks like. That's where I get hung up. And I keep doing this and I keep seeing it and I'm like, but their clients keep fucking coming back. They're not running out of fucking clients. They're not having trouble booking. They're not. I am.
Do you think it's because most of these clients also are new tattooed clients?
These clients are really tattooed.
But how long have they had tattoos?
Oh, you mean have they been getting tattooed for like 20 years?
20 years.
Oh, no.
I always say like...
Not like that. All their tattoos are good.
Okay, I've got tattoos...
Same.
20-something years ago that have been done 3 times because I'm like, okay, that looks crappy now. That looks crappy now. That looks crappy now. But it's like you get a new tattoo. It doesn't matter.
Right.
A black and gray realism looking angel on your arm looks great for that first 6 months.
Yeah.
And then maybe even a little bit good for the next couple of years. But then one sunburn, a couple construction jobs later, it just looks like some pencil on your arm somewhere. And that's the problem is, you know.
Yeah. But like I said, man, it's the same thing with like some of the tattooers that I see that are charging astronomical amounts of money for tattoos. I look at that and I go, who the fuck do you think you are? You know what I mean?
Who gave you the right?
Who the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's the thing I wrestle with, dude. On the other side of that coin, it's like they're not running out of clients.
Yeah.
They're, as a matter of fact, people are lining up to get tattooed by them. So it's like, okay, are they doing anything wrong? Because there are 2 people that are in this exchange. There's the tattooer and there's the client.
Yeah.
The client doesn't seem to have a fucking problem with it. So it's like, can you really be mad at the tattooer for taking the money?
Who's he pissing off, the client or you?
Guys like me.
It's pissing you off.
Yep.
It's not
I'm
pissing
jealous.
off the clients. Yeah.
I'm jealous.
And it comes down to that. And that's okay to be that way if you've put your heart and soul into something that you hold tradition in.
Yep.
At some point, everything gets taken to the extreme and it gets mainstream.
That's why I'm jealous. I spent 20 years doing it the right way. I spent 20 years staying true. I spent 20 years being like, I'm a fucking tattooer. And now we've gotten to this point where it has changed so much and the landscape has changed so much that I'm sitting here and I'm like, people are just like whizzing by me and they're not as good as me. And I'm just like,
it doesn't matter anymore.
How long am I going to do this? How many times do I have to look on social media and just see, not that I'm chasing luxury, like that's not what I'm saying, but like what I'm getting at is ultimately they're doing much better off than I am. And I'm like, and I'm better than they are.
This, that, and that has taken the skill out of everything. Unfortunately, you can kind of bullshit your way through anything if you know how to do it correctly. If you know the right buzzwords to put in things, if you know the right way to bring yourself out to the world, it doesn't matter how good you are. I've seen some terrible tattoo artists and they'll post on their thing booking for next April, like right now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? A year? Mm-hmm. What are you charging, like $50 a day? Is that how you're getting booked out? And then you find out, no, it's like $4,000 a day or something. And I'm like,
yep,
who's doing this?
Now, granted, geography does play a part. You know, a lot of those guys are like in Miami and things like that.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
So in your thinking and in your brain, you've hit a threshold. You've hit a point in the road where you see other avenues that go in different directions. If there was one like hard fact that made you think this, because you didn't tell me this 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So I'm going,
I've been thinking about it for a while.
Thinking?
I haven't
it's just not been like straight to the point of like, fuck this. Yeah. I've got to figure something out. Yeah. I've got to make a move.
Wait, what's the question there? What?
The question I was wanting to know, like, was there a hard line thing you saw that was like, okay, now it's 100%?
I don't think that there was one thing that I saw. I think I just kind of came to the realization that the thing that I was trying to protect doesn't exist anymore. I was trying to protect tattooing. I was trying to protect the tradition and passing it down and giving back more than you take. Like all the things that us as tattooers try to do, right? It's not a thing anymore. Like even the tattoo shop model is dying.
Yeah.
It doesn't work anymore unless you're in like a major city where you can take, 40, 50% from tattooers and they really, but like, I mean, dude, there are so many shops now. These motherfuckers got options like that and they'll just leave. You know what I mean? And it's not a problem. It's not an issue. Like, if I raise booth rent because my rent goes up and I raise booth rent, they get mad. But tattooing is a pay-to-play business. Whether you're paying booth rent here or you've got your own spot, you're going to have to pay to play regardless. Yeah. And the good thing is you don't have any other responsibility as the tattooer, right? So, that's where you kind of like, so you pay a little more so you don't have any other responsibility. But, I mean, even that model doesn't really work anymore. Shops are desperate for tattooers now. There's so many shops now. And all the tattooers, I've seen a lot of tattooers quitting, and I've seen a lot of tattooers going back underground, like private studios. Like they'll get one of those fucking Home Depot fucking sheds from like that are like 10 or 15
that's
grand.
What's happening in my town?
Throw them in the back, throw an AC in there, put some tile down. That's like make it nice. Put some get some fucking mat aside and fucking set up and like go. Shit like that. And it's just sort of, like I said, it's just not the same. And not from what I'm seeing. And, I'm just kind of fucking.
But again, there's no stopping it. The ball's rolling. It's gone. It's gone down the hill a long time ago. And that's the thing. Like
you can't go back.
No.
Like I said, I'm the guy on the boat and I've got a bucket.
You're pedaling backward and there's like 100 guys from Harvard rowing forward looking at you like,
I
sorry,
saw a thing
dude.
the other day and it was like a giant, those giant, like whenever there's like a big like forest fire that's like
and it had the
helicopter.
It was like the first house payment or something, like on a mortgage.
Yeah. That's how I feel, and like I feel like the forest fire is tattooing, and
you're just up there like
just trudging along, and I drop a little bucket of fucking water, and it doesn't fucking do anything, and I'm just like I can't keep fucking.
One thing
doing
too
this.
that I've noticed, I don't know any names, but it's like even the people that you think are sticking to tradition, if they have a client list and they have all these things, they're doing something else. They're making behind the scenes paid ads. They're doing all kinds of stuff that you probably wouldn't agree with either. That you as a tattooer, but see, like, where does the line cross? Is the line crossing paying for fake likes and fake comments and getting pushed and algorithm?
Like I said, like that. Well, I mean, that's like a new thing.
Exactly.
Social media is a new thing, and it's
you can't bring an old thing into a new age and not expect it to kind of blow the fuck up.
Dude, I have and then you have to play the social media game as well, which see your face like
it's fucking awful, and that's what I do for a living for people, and it's awful.
Like I was talking about this the other day as far as like content goes, right? Like I see a fuck ton of people on social media and their content is how to get good at social media. Mm-hmm. And I was like, imagine
like 50% of it's that.
Yeah. And I was like, imagine learning, getting all the knowledge of how to do social media. And then your content for social media ends up becoming, this is how you do. It's like content inception, bro. Like, all right, I'll give you an example. I've been building the same Instagram for 15 years, like whatever, whenever Instagram came out, right? I've had it forever. And I've hit 300,000 followers 3 different times. Right now, right now I'm at 269, like 270,000. 270,000 people follow me.
Yeah.
Let's say 10,000 of them are bots.
Yeah.
260,000 fucking people have hit follow on my Instagram. I went live last night. You want to care to take a guess at how many people were in my live at the peak?
50?
14. 14 people were in my live.
You know why?
I don't know. I think I'm shadow banned. I don't
You know
fucking
why?
know.
Is because you don't post 20 stories a day. You don't post 2 posts a day. And you also don't go live 3 times a day. Also, when you're posting, are you editing with the Instagram app? If you're only going into Instagram, and then if you're going to make a TikTok, you have to go into TikTok and use their editing app and record in TikTok, not record out and bring the video in. It's all these stupid loopholes where these companies are trying to get you to stay there. They want you only on that platform.
It's infuriating.
That's why some people will be like, well, I have 5 million followers on TikTok. You go to their Instagram, they have 200.
Yeah.
Because their content doesn't cross spread.
Yeah.
It's only being pushed by one thing because that's the app they use.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And I've learned that with going onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I started YouTube?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Not the podcast, but YouTube.
yeah, YouTube in general. Yeah.
So you helped me a lot with that. And whenever I went into YouTube and I started making those videos, I learned real quick that the people who were on Instagram who follow me there and like hang out there and stuff are not the same people who are on YouTube.
No.
That's a different crowd.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. You got to go build a whole new, following on the other
I
platform.
don't comment on YouTube. I comment like once a year.
Didn't you comment on one of mine the other day?
You should be very proud because it's probably the first one I've done in 3 years. I don't comment on YouTube. I don't know why. They just don't make it easy. But Instagram, I comment every day on everything I see. I'll just randomly see some dolphin doing a backflip. I'm like, this is the best thing of my life. In the comment, I'm just like, I've got to comment on this. I have to. But TikTok, I'm like, this is dumb. Boom, throw it away. X, I've never even been on.
A big problem for me with like the kind of tattoos that I do for content is that I'm doing a tattoo that's fucking 10 hours long, and I only do like 2, maybe 3 a week.
Yeah.
So I don't have 30 pieces of content to post. I saw Gary V the other day. This motherfucker face. Listen, like this, dude, Gary, I have a love-hate relationship with Gary V. You watch one thing from Gary V, now your feed is fucking Gary V. It's it's crazy. But he popped up and he was telling this guy he needed to post 100 to 500 organic posts a week.
Yeah,
and I was
the
like,
minimum is usually 20. 20 a day is the minimum-ish to start taking off.
140 fucking posts a week. That's a job, dude.
So
how the fuck?
It's just like anything you do. Tattooing, you need to do 140 tattoos a week at the start. It feels like that. You feel like you got to be tattooing every day to finally learn that fucking needle depth.
Right.
You're like, I got it. And then now you're switching on to something. Damn, I don't know how to shade. Okay, I got to learn this. And you're 100 tattoos, 100, till it finally catches.
Yeah.
But then some people, probably you, I don't know, I've never seen a bad tattoo you've done. The first time you're doing it, you get it. Or it just happens. And that's a lot of people.
I've got a lot of bad tattoos. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that, I'm just saying, for even the podcast that I help with weekly, when I came there, it was like 2,000 people. That's it, 2,000 subscribers, and we could not get it to raise above 3,000 in like a year. And then one day, all it took was constantly posting every week. And when we were about to stop it, I don't even know, I might have been fired. I have no clue what was about to happen. But all it took was one video hitting 7.5 million views. Once it hit that, the next video, 3.5. The next one, 11. The next one, it was millions and millions. And then 150,000 subscribers within a month.
Yeah.
Boom.
Insane.
Right there. But that's all it took was that one.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
Yeah, see, that's frustrating to me. I don't like that. I don't like
it's
that.
It's a numbers game. The way you are with tattooing is the way I think you are, though, with a lot of the aspects of everything. You're like, I shouldn't have to taste 5,000 pancakes. There should be one good pancake.
There should be one good pancake, dude. Fuck. Yeah, I guess so, man. I am very much a creature of habit, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just complaining at this point.
I know what you like.
I like Instagram how it was.
I know. I like people's skills and their originality to be the thing that pays them and gives them success. I don't like that they have $5,000 in a bank account that their dad put in there that week for them to pay for marketing.
Right.
For their pictures they take of a Honda Civic.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of tattooers now who aren't good, but they're really good at social media.
They're good at marketing.
I think the fact that you just called it marketing kind of speaks to where we're at as far as social media goes. Like, it's crazy to me that like I know I see tattooers who like bitch about tattooing. That is their content. And it's just kind of like, I think it kind of speaks to what I'm saying, is that the fact that they never run out of content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm not protecting the same thing anymore. That thing that I was a part of is gone. This is a new era of tattooing, and it's full of artists and non-tattooers. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I just don't want to fucking stay true anymore. I really don't. I'm kind of tired of it. I'm like, well, staying true hasn't fucking gotten me anywhere, except for when I go to conventions, dudes who also aren't fucking doing anything, or like, dude, I liked what you said on Instagram. Yeah. That's what I get. I get a pat on the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get an attaboy when it comes to that.
I get an attaboy, and then I go to walk outside to get some fresh air, and like the fucking TikTok tattooer pulls up in a fucking...
Dude, he's got his Mercedes van, and it got a chair lift that drops him out, dude. He's
I'm so fucking jealous.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking, because I'll tattoo that motherfucker.
Look at him with his straight ass back.
Oh, dude,
just
fucking straight,
walking all just ripping,
straight ass back, dude.
That's how you can tell who's good at marketing. Walk around the convention and go, nah, he's got that lean. Look at that hip. Oh, he's got a left lean. He's been in it.
Yeah, he's been here a while. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, it's just. That's another huge aspect of it, just the insane amount that you have to post for everything, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm doing pretty good with the podcast, and it's still like, I only have like 200 subscribers. I was like, fuck. I was like, this is going to take a while.
We have become a society of 200 people is not a lot, unless I gave you a microphone and told you to speak to 200 people, and then your shit freezes.
No, that's not it. It's the engagement. That's the problem. It's not the 200. Listen, I have 269,000 people that follow me on Instagram. Mm-hmm. I would take 10,000 Evan Salmons. My boy Evan likes, comments, share, fucking everything.
Everything, yeah.
That is my boy, right? And he has been like this forever.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy. I would take 10,000 of him over. I would trade all of my followers for 10,000 Evans.
That's how the business model is.
Because I would have 100% engagement. The engagement is the game. And if you've got 200 followers, you've got 5 likes.
Well, yeah, but what I'm getting at is if those 200 people are those Evans, you've got it.
Oh, dude.
You've got it. It's not about having 200 randos. It's about having the people that subscribe to you because they actually care.
That's what I'm saying. They're not ungrateful that they only have 200 people. It's not that they've lost sight of like what 200 people looks like. That's not it. It's that you need 10,000 to get the engagement you should get from 200.
Yeah. And it's weird too, because like I only have like 6,000 followers on Instagram. But if I post one of my videos, my edits, I don't know why. Why do I get 250 comments organically? It's not even a business profile. It's just my personal one.
Yeah.
But why is there 250 comments on that?
I can tell you why.
It's not about what the video is or how it looks. It's about that the people that follow me followed me from the beginning. There's people that follow me that now work for Adidas and work for these huge companies. But when they started, they messaged me and went, hey man, what is your settings on this camera? And I'd FaceTime him right there. Hey, what's going on? So turn on your camera. Can I see what yours is? Oh, just switch it over to this, do this. That's what I do. I don't know.
Right.
Well, how do you color grade? I don't know. This is kind of what I do. I'll screen record my whole process for you and send it to you. Don't worry about it.
That's what I was alluding to.
Well, yeah.
It's you.
Yeah. And
you are like I say this all the time about you. I'm like, everyone that knows Brandall, you are their favorite person. I know everybody's kind of got that, it depends on who you ask. But everyone that I know that knows you, they're like, I love that guy. Everybody. And that's why, because the dude's like, hey, what setting do you have on this camera? And you're like, hold on. And you FaceTime them. They weren't expecting that. You're like, yo, we'll do it right now.
Yeah. I mean, I just got off of a 7-hour phone conversation the other night with a dude that I don't know at all, just about music, 7 hours straight. He just called me on Facebook and I was like, let's talk.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
All right, let's do it.
Come to find out, we know a lot of the same people. Our lives intercross like crazy, and it's a great conversation. He texts me all the time now. But I think that like you can develop a skill or you can develop people with skills. And I was very good growing up, insanely poor and insanely not, I mean, I'm talking no washer dryer. We had a washing board over a kiddie pool, actually cleaning our clothes and then hanging them on a wire.
Yeah, we would do we had an oven. The oven was the heater. It made breakfast. It was an iron. It was
Everything. The house ran off the oven.
and you would close off the kitchen. Well, then I definitely know that you know what I'm talking about. You would hang blankets. So if you're in the kitchen, every exit from the kitchen that goes into other rooms, you'd hang blankets over those doors so that the heat would stay in the kitchen. And then everybody would spend like time in the kitchen in the morning together during the winter.
But I think coming from that background, you show appreciation to the people that actually care, and you also become what I like to call like a people collector. So I value the people I have around me more than I value my income or I value
1,000%.
anything I have, because I look at you and the people around me as an investment.
Yes.
My time is the investment. What I will do for you that nobody else will is that investment. Right. That's what I can give you.
100%.
And yeah, I have some sort of skills in some things, but I will, if you call me at 3 a.m. and you say, I'm broke down, I'm in Atlanta, I'm already, before you tell me, you said I broke and I'm getting out of the bed. We're going somewhere. Yeah. Something's happening.
Yeah.
And I think if you can do that and you can show people that over time, it doesn't matter if you have 4,000 people that follow you, 200,000 people that follow you, you will always have those Evans. Right. You will always have those people that depend on what you're doing and want to help you out. And I think you're going to lose that. Okay. Back to, I don't want to go back into the whole tattooing thing.
Yeah, I feel like we're talking about me a lot.
I love you, so this is great.
We're supposed to be talking about you.
I don't care. This is fantastic. I need this. Okay. Right. This is, so if you take the tradition part of it and let's say you give and you give and you give and you give to this one thing, you could keep giving and you could hold on. Your daughter, you might have to move into a one storage unit thing and sleep crazy. And sooner or later, all these new tattoo artists, they're gone. They're going to be gone. They're all becoming electricians. They're all after a while.
No, they're good. A lot of them are good. They're not going anywhere.
I get that. But sooner or later, those guys that are good, they're not good anymore.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I mean, eventually, it's going to change again.
Yeah.
And when it does, these guys are going to have to go through the same thing I'm going through.
Mm-hmm. Is it something you want to talk about what you're going to actually go into? Or do you want to?
Yeah. We can talk about it. I won't get super in depth with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can talk about it. I'm going into cosmetic tattooing. So I'll be doing brows, eyeliner, lip liner, freckles, scar covering, areola, nipple tattoos. Just like a whole array of that sort of tattooing. I'm moving into the beauty side of tattooing.
You've done areola tattooing though.
Yeah.
Because one time I've seen on your Instagram before, I've seen sets of them and I was like, that's unbelievable. Marketing wise, even as a tattoo artist, and it's shitty to try to gain off of this thing, but it's also cool to give back.
No, you can't give back unless you share it.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, I'll use another example for this so I don't bring in tattooing and don't bring in...
It's fine, dude. Yeah, you can bring it. We're talking... That's part of the conversation. You can go that route if you want to.
I have a friend that does HVAC. He does HVAC. That's all he does. But he's successful on YouTube in ways that people will never be. He makes probably $100,000 overall a month off of YouTube. Like he's the man. Unbelievable. And I work for him every once in a while. And
what does he do on YouTube? Are you allowed to say?
Teaches people HVAC and solar.
Oh, okay, guy.
That's what he does. But him and his dad has owned an HVAC company since he was a child. But you want to know the one thing that I'm pushing him to do more than anything, even though he is successful. The other day, he had an extra, he always gets these mini splits, huge units, 3 units sent to him just to do reviews on. He'll get like 12 of them. And then he just gives them to his friends. Oh, shit. And I was like, stop. make a post on Facebook, find some old person or somebody that's in need.
Yes.
That needs one of these.
That was my first thought.
Record yourself going, giving them a free air conditioner and free service for life. Just, they can call you day or night, 24 hours, you'll be there. Record this, put it on there. It blew up. And I said, every week, this is what you do, because sooner or later, you don't do this. Home Depot does this for you.
Right.
Sooner or later, a bigger brand, Mitsubishi, reaches out and says, hey, you only use Mitsubishi mini splits. You only give out these. You only do this. We want to help you. Here's a van. Here's everything. Here's a fleet of people to help you. Go out and do this. Yeah. And that's kind of where I look at areola tattooing, things for breast cancer, things like that, where it becomes like if you can give back to that community, you will receive more than what you even thought.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, I'm going into the cosmetic side. You know what I mean? I'm tired of the tattoo mom. I'm tired of working with tattooers. They're fucking, for the most part, they're ungrateful. It's babies. It's glorified babysitting. Like that's all it fucking is. I hate being a shop owner. I don't fucking like it. I don't like what I do. I don't like owning this business. I don't like owning this shop. I don't like fucking having to deal with all the bullshit. It's irritating. I'm fucking aggravated on a daily basis. Like, I don't fucking like it. I don't want to do it anymore. And I literally only have this place because it offsets my taxes. But I will say, I'm excited about going into something new on the cosmetic side to give those ladies something back that they don't have anymore, to make them feel more like a woman again.
It's also a different clientele.
It is a different clientele.
It's not a tattoo clientele. Right. It's not people that are aggressively pissed all the time for some reason. Or they see something on Instagram and they come to you and they expect to get the exact same thing. Even if it's a worse tattoo, they're pissed that you did a better tattoo on them.
I've seen that happen. I don't
know. When I first met you, the first thing that shocked me is I wasn't walking into your tattoo shop. Because I was like, why don't you have a tattoo? What are you talking about? You tattoo somewhere. You know, like, I didn't understand it because my shitty tattoo friends own their tattoo shops. So I'm like, what's he doing? And then the first thing I remember talking to you about it, and you were like, why do I want that headache? Oh. Why do I can just come in here and throw down sick tattoos. And then I can go home and do what I like to do. But again, that's the tradition in you. That's that. Always I like being a tatter. I know. And I always put tattoo artists with like the things I watch from biker gangs all the time. And I'm like, yeah, but there's guys like you who are like, oh man, we have all these traditions, these rules. You can't do this. The bikers ride this way. We do this. But then, then you have the biker gangs that are like, yeah, well, we do that. But then we also let this slide because these guys want to do it. And then it's like sooner or later, then it's just not a biker gang anymore. It's just a bunch of dudes hanging out.
I'm just kind of over the whole thing. So I'm like, I'm excited about this. It's the first time I've been excited about it. When you told me,
there was no breath in me that was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
I was like, makes sense. You're a realism tattoo artist. That's what you do. It's not necessarily what you are. You're doing my whole back. It's not a realism tattoo
at all.
But the whole point is, if someone was to say, who is he? That's what they say, Mm-hmm. I just know you as a tattoo artist, or a tattooer. But I don't know. I think seeing, like, when you said that, I didn't not see it in my head. I was like, I already know. And before you even said, like, I want it to be this and that, I was like, that was already in my vision. I'm like, yeah, that'll work.
It's going to be less of a headache, I think, than this is. You know what I mean? I am coming out at a huge advantage for, doing that work on the cosmetic side. I mean, that's me tattooing on easy mode, with the exception of like, I have to learn how to matte brows and things like that. Like there are things that I have to learn.
It's just the other things. It's not tattooing. It's not the skill set that you're going to be applying. Right. It's more so like the application that you're worried about. It's like going to stencil school instead of tattoo school or something.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I'm just pumped to see you doing something like.
Yeah. I'm not going to stop tattooing either. Mm-hmm. I still want to fucking rip on some fucking wizards and some fucking reapers and shit. But like, that has been dwindling for me. I don't know. Maybe when I get my fucking polarizer and I fucking start posting that shit, maybe people will come to the table a bit more. But you know, it's just not, I'm not booking how I was. And it's not just me. Like I saw a very reputable tattooer, a very good tattooer. His name's Evan Olin. I saw him post something about this. He was like, man, he was like, has anybody else noticed a change? He was like, I used to see people, or I used to have clients who would like fly in all the time and they would get like all this red stuff and all these crazy tats, man. He was like, and it's just not as much anymore. He's like, is anybody else noticing this? And we were all like, yeah, fucking me too, dude.
Your
like,
clientele, tattooers clientele, me, we don't have the extra income anymore. People don't have that extra income that get tattooed by cool people.
Yes.
We don't have that income anymore.
I know.
People don't have it.
I've been seeing that too.
But when you have 19, 20-year-old college kids that they have their mom's credit card and they have $30,000 every month that they can just replenish, it doesn't matter. Boom, man. It doesn't, they're going in for that black and that's why that black and gray C thing going up this guy's arm is, quote him $20,000. He says, yeah, it sounds great. That sounds great.
Sick.
Yeah. Will it be done today? Like we get it in one day? And he's like, no, but
we'll do it in 2.
Yeah, we'll do it in 1.5, but
he's like, all right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's where we're at. That's where tattooing's it's at.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed a big shift, and I do think part of it is the economy for sure. You know, and we feel the drought whenever the economy starts to dip, because we sell a luxury item. I was just talking about this on TikTok. Some dude was like going on about how tattooers were for working class people, and they were supposed to be affordable, and they were for people who worked their ass off all week and then they go get a tattoo. I was like, kind of not really though, because like they were always a luxury item. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter what class of people were getting them. They were a fucking luxury item. Like whether you were a sailor or a gangster, you didn't need to fucking get tattooed.
Yeah.
The only people who might have needed to was like, if we go that far back, is like tribal, like actual tribes of people, not
you're wearing them as a badge of something you are.
Yeah. So it's like, maybe if you go back to that, certain tribes have things like where, certain things meant certain things and, that kind of thing. But, yeah, man, like it was a fucking luxury item, dude.
It's
what
crazy
do you mean?
because
like, it doesn't matter what class of people are buying them. That doesn't change anything.
It is funny because I'll meet somebody now and they're like, they almost think I'm rich because of tattoos. Like, how much you spend on that, man? I'm like, well, back in my day, this was $100. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
same thing with cars, dude. I was like, it's no different. I mean, there's cars for working class people, and then there's Ferraris. Like, no one's ever bought a Ferrari because it's fast, dude.
No.
That's not why you buy a Ferrari. You know what I mean? Price has gone up on that, just like it has everything else. So, and now you got motherfuckers charging $4,000 a day.
It's kind of like how we were talking earlier with like that one video hits. Sometimes it's like one style hits for someone. They just they just do all their tattoos with black and teal. That's the only 2 colors they use. Oh, yeah. And then next thing you know, booked out 3 years because people are like, I got to get that black and teal, man. I got to get that black and teal. I got to get them to do it.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I see some random dudes like, dude, he only uses black and gold and he only does freaking vampire teeth. I got to get some. I got to get some, man. So
let's talk about you some, dude. Because I'm tired of talking about me.
I don't do anything.
Yeah, shut up. So dumb. Brandall is a professional videographer.
That's weird to say.
It is weird to say, right? But you are.
Is it just because you get paid?
I think demand probably too. Like you can work as much as you want.
Yeah, probably. If I tried, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, you don't even try, and you're
I'm trying to not work.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't even try, and that's how good you are. That makes you a pro, like your skill.
Also, it comes back to with filming and what I do, saying yes every single time. Mm-hmm. The first time I say no to a client is my last paycheck from them. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say yes every time. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. That's why it does not matter. I don't give a fuck. You message me.
What we're doing.
You message me right now. You only got $50, but you usually pay me a lot of money. Yeah, I'm coming. Like, what are we doing?
There you go. OnlyFans girls.
Yeah.
Brandall never says no.
Don't tempt me. Hannah, are you listening?
Pretty fucking incredible at what you do, man. Whenever I go to I show people your Instagram all the time.
Now it's just me naked.
And you'll go into some of it's so random, but it's my favorite one. I have it saved, and it's the one I always bring up is when you slipped into that church.
The Sewanee Church.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, Sewanee.
I was like, they let you do a video of the church? You're like, no, I found a side door.
Yeah, well, that one is funny because there's like these little spiral stairs that go up to the top, and it's like these, it's almost like lookout towers, but they're connected to the church, and they have these little stained glass kind of push-through windows. And man, I was searching everywhere. I was like, I got to get in this place. I got to get in here. And I'm like everywhere searching. If you look up, it looks like you're in Russia or something, man. It's just like so huge. And I was like, I'm going to go through the ceiling. I know it. And I'm like, there's no way. I don't have my grappling hooks. I don't have my toe shoes. I don't have anything ninja, you know? And so I'm walking up these stairs and just the first stair set that I go to, I push the window and it's and I was like, no way, dude. And I get in and I remember I knew like, there's not gonna be lights on or anything. What am I gonna do? So I had to go back to my car, grab my huge 4-foot, Nan-like tubes. And I'm like running back over there. I've got a gimbal, I've got a camera, I've got extra batteries, I've got a backpack, these lights, and I'm covered in tattoos breaking into this Catholic church. And I get in there and dude, when I get in there, it's like they knew I was ready, man. Like they had the right lighting on. Everything was perfect. And the sun was just at like 2 o'clock. And so it's shining sideways straight in through all the stained glass. And I remember like,
it is incredible.
I have zero religious in me. There's whatever that is, it's not in there. But man, when I walked in, I was like, I put everything down, made no noise, heel to toe, walked this entire church, man. Just like, it was so massive and so cool looking that like, it was it was weird.
Yeah. There is something I think to be said about whenever you get into a place like that, that is built for worship. When you get in there, you do feel something different. It doesn't feel like outside of that place. You know what I mean? You've gone into a bunch of abandoned places.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to bet that none of them feel the way that that place feels when you're in there because it's built for worshiping.
Yeah. And there's one other place that I've been in like that. And it's a place called Rugby, Tennessee. And I think people will probably look this up and I'm completely wrong on what timeline it is. But what happens is like Charles Dickens, one of his best friends, moved over to Tennessee and started a commune like little town where nobody went in and nobody went out. And it was called Rugby. And they created their own currency, their own like blacksmith shops, their own church. And they had this crazy little society. And Charles Dickens, all of his first published like books and stuff are in the library right now in this little old school there. It's an amazing town. And I went over there because I'd read about it. I see these pictures of this old Catholic church. It's crazy looking. It's super old. If you ever seen Midnight Mass, the show, it looks just like that. And so I was like, I got to go in this place. I got to see it. So I drive over here. And actually, if you Google Rugby, Tennessee, it's going to come up with a news thing for like CNN and everything, world's most haunted place. I don't know why, but everybody goes there for this. But I went there, church is locked. I walk over to the museum or headquarters for like the town, telling you about like everybody died in the town, by the way. They all caught like typhoid fever or something like that. It killed everybody. And then the town went unfound for years and years and years until they discovered it. And then they redid it. And now to build a house there, it has to be period like replica of the time.
I got you.
And but I went over into this museum and I looked at the old lady at the counter and I was like, hey, I'm here with and I used that other church with Sewanee Catholic Church to take pictures of this church on the inside, but I can't get in. And they said there would be somebody to let me in. She's like, oh, honey, I'll get you the key. She's like, let me just call them and make sure. And I was like, oh, shit. Smooth. So I go outside and I'm like shaking. I'm like, they're going to find out. And she goes, I can't get a hold of anybody. So I guess here's just the key and, just bring it back when you're done. And dude, I walk into this place.
Yeah.
It is so small. I've got it on my Instagram. It is so small. And when I walked in, the feeling of it was even bigger and crazier than Sewanee to me. The stained glass in the back was flown over from Italy in like the 1800s. or it was like on ship from 1800s, and they put it in this thing, and like they have pictures from back in the day when it was put in. And dude, like the lighting again was just right there, and like everything in me, I just had to stop. I was like, this, I cannot believe that I'm in this place doing this. But yeah, to go back, like, I don't know, like those videos, I feel like it's when I'm heightened the most, or like scared the most, or just like that I can create something like that church video. I watch it myself all the time and go, how did I do that?
It's really
How was I
good.
doing that? It's kind of like the best tattoo you do, where you go, man, how did I blend that like that?
I've done that before. I've gone back and looked at tattoos and been like, man, I think I peaked right there.
That's what I think happened. And that wasn't even far into my career. It was like right when I started, you know? But no, it even like, I go so long. It'd be like if you didn't do a realism piece for 2 years and then you did one and it kind of was good. And you're like, that's sick.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. And like, that's kind of like, sometimes I get to do that. And then I'm like,
Still got it.
There's a couple shots in there where I'm like, watch out, boys, you know? But for the most part, I'm like anybody else where I think everything I do is terrible. And I'm like, man, if people only knew that I'm just kind of blubbering through this thing and I don't know what I'm doing, but
yeah, the religious stuff is like, I think there's something to that for sure, especially when you go into a place like that where you know that like people have like prayed for all of their problems to be solved. I don't do that. Like, I always say that my relationship with God is my relationship with God. Like, I don't go to church. I don't know. I'm not well versed in the Bible. I don't know the verses and things like that. Like, I don't move that way. I say my prayer every day to God, and I don't ask for anything. I thank Him only. And then, like, the only thing that I do ask for is guidance to make better decisions and protection, you know, if it's not too much trouble. But like, that's it, you know. It's silly to me. I was having this conversation recently with a buddy of mine who brought me back to that side. And he's the one who I talk to about this stuff. It's Larry. And I was like, dude, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me when people, like, I'll see some wide receiver running in for like a game-winning touchdown, right? He gets done and he,
yeah,
thanks God, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, I'm not hating on him for doing that. But I think it's silly to think that God had anything to do with that at all. I don't think God interferes at all, because there are people who are struggling really hard, who are praying their ass off, who need a fucking miracle. But for some reason, God decided to reach down and fucking touch you in the middle of this high school football game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, that does, but here's what I do think, because Catholicism, like the Catholic Church, they're like the big dogs in that world.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is, and I saw this not that long ago, but it made sense to me. There was a priest talking about it. He was like, and the reason for that is because when people are possessed, he's like, they don't go to fucking the Baptists.
Yeah.
They don't go to, the Pentecostal. They come to the Catholic Church because we're the only ones who can do that. That's why we are the authority in the religious world, right? And that made sense to me. And I started thinking, because people who think God interferes think that the devil interferes just as much, and I don't think that that's the case. I think that if it is the case that those things exist, I think that if someone can get possessed by a demon, I think the miracles that happen are angels playing on the same field. I don't think, because that's the thing you never hear. Whenever something good happens and there's a miracle, people always think God. I think the angels play on the same field as the demons. I think there's just as much good going on as there is bad, right? But I think that your relationship with God is just that. And you can thank Him for the opportunities that you have and for your health and things like that. You can thank Him all you want. But I don't ask for anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And that is the beginning
and the end.
and the end of my entire relationship. And for me, I don't ask for anything. I don't ask for anything. And that is the beginning and the end of my entire relationship. And for me, I don't ask for anything. And that is the beginning and the end of my entire relationship. And for me, I don't ask for anything. And that is the beginning and the end of my entire relationship. And for me, that's enough.
It's like everybody. You get a room full of 100 Baptists, and maybe 5 of them have the same exact beliefs on all of it.
Yeah.
If that. I think it's okay to venture off in your own world and decide what's right for you. And I guess for me, it's like, I've always just looked at everything like energy, and I don't like to put a God name on it or anything. I've always just been, if you walk into a place and you feel something or you look at something, there's obviously something more to us than what's happening.
Right.
But to me, my brain can't process it. And I look at it like kind of how we were talking about how we get into everything. I know if I try to process this, I'm either going to go crazy or I'm moving to some commune somewhere and I'm out of it. We're gone.
Here's the thing. I don't think you're supposed to be able to process it. You're not supposed to be.
But I can't handle that. I can't handle that.
That's okay. That's okay. Same. Right? Because you and I are kind of cut from that same cloth. I'll go nuts if I try to figure out the Bible. But for me, personally, I don't need all that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what made me okay with coming back to God, right? Was like, and not to get, like, I'm not trying to get super deep on this, but like, that's what made me okay with it, was that you can just have your relationship with God and that's it. You don't have to go to church. You don't have to read the Bible. You don't have to go intermingle. You don't have to do anything. Like, you can just have your relationship and that's it. I was like, that's pretty cool to me. Like, I like that way more. That seems, because I'm like you, I would go crazy the other way, trying to figure it out. Like I was, but yeah, I think that both things can exist at the same time though, right? The thing that you're talking about with like energy and stuff like that. I think the laws of the universe definitely still apply at the same time.
It's really hard for me. Like my brain capacity won't let me go there again. Like it won't. Like I have zero. And I mean, I like the side quest.
I'm not trying to drag you into it.
No. I like the side. Believe me, I've studied the Bible, but again, like you said, there's different subgroups everywhere. And if you say a certain word, some people go,
"Oh, it's crazy." Yeah.
But like I've studied with witnesses for years. Like Jehovah's Witness, I've studied with them for years. We just went to church the other day, Jehovah's Witness. It's not church, but I can't remember what they call it. And like to me, I don't care what they believe. I just like the people. I like some of the people that I've met through there, some of my best friends. And I think when you walk into a place, whether it's scary or whether it's godly or whether it's whatever it is, and you get a feeling, it's hard to shake the feeling. And that's like when I was filming those places, I couldn't shake the feeling. Right. And that's okay too. It's like, and I don't know if that feeling is just because it's so large, and that to me was kind of where it made me take that breath back, where I'm like, oh my God, like they built this for that. They believe so hard that this is the outcome. Right. Like this came from that.
But I think that feeling that you got while you were in there, right? So, because it's different.
Yeah, I think that, but I think some, like what you believe is what you manifest.
I can definitely.
And so if you are putting your faith into angels or God or something like that, the feeling becomes angels and God. And for me, it was more so of, I guess, looking at like what I create and then looking at what others have created. They believe, again, so hard that they were willing to go this big. And it's like, I guess I look at it like my life and I go, I don't know if I believe in anything that much to go this big. You know what I mean? Right. Like, and that's where it kind of like took me back, and you have to appreciate it. You don't have to enjoy it. Yeah, you don't have to believe it, but you have to appreciate it. The one thing I want to visit all the time, I want to go to Russia. I want to visit all these churches. I want to go to all these old world places and look at these things, because it's unbelievable. It's like looking at Versailles too, or something. Like there's no way you could walk through the halls of Versailles and see like the Hall of Mirrors and go like you would cry. Like I wouldn't be able to take it. I couldn't handle that. And it's like, I think that's the same thing that I get from it. So I don't know. That was like, when we were talking about the filming of it, I go into like, there's been random locations that I've just stopped at driving and been like, oh, this looks nice. And then I go in and I film it and stuff. And then I go home later and post it. And then on Facebook, somebody would be like, oh, you didn't know what that was? That is, this guy, he started this random amusement park for kids in the 80s. And it's been abandoned for years and years and years. And his name's Cooper. And it's like, I just went down this rabbit hole, and I was like, it became like I was obsessed with finding out everything about this place that I went. And then I realized how big of an impact it had on this small community, that this one guy built fair rides and roller coasters for these kids. And every weekend you were allowed over there, hundreds of people. And there's like on a lake. And going back to it, if I ever went back to it, it would be a whole different feeling than that first time. The first time I'm just scared. The next time I would be like, oh my God, I read about this Ferris wheel thing. Like, this is what happened here. This did that. Yeah. And to me, that's what even made me want to film anything. Yeah. I could care less. Half the time I would go there and not get anything, but I'd still be smiling in the rain going, this is fantastic. Sick. Yeah, this is sick.
Yeah. And that's all I was saying. I think that there's something to that. Like when you're in there and there's something different about this place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and when you leave, it's like shake it off, dude. Yeah. You can't get rid of it for a while. And it's like, it's like, man, might be more to it than you think initially, right?
Yeah.
Like
and when I rewatch that video, I get the exact same feeling every time. Like I remember being in these spots. I remember every piece of it. Like I remember shifting my light, like walking beyond the rope that you're not ever supposed to go on, climbing over the Jesus statue and like trying to put lights over you. It's scary. Like I'm looking up at this thing that's 50 feet tall of Jesus behind this huge thing, and I'm putting red lights behind it, and I'm putting like, and I know I've already got Anton LaVey like downloaded, like to put in this thing to go with it and like build this like the scenario in my head about, like churches need to be taxed. That's where my head was going. And I was like, we need to take back some money. We need to figure this out. We need to help the people they say they're going to help. And that's like, that was where my brain was at. I was just like focused on that. And it was scary as hell knowing, looking up at it going, this is what I'm trying to get across here.
I think that like, that's to me, that's a different thing. Right. So like going to church and stuff like that. I'm not like anti-churches or anything here, but I don't think that a lot of them help as much as they say that they do or that they're going to. I know for a fact there have been a lot of churches that have like done terrible shit and like ripped people off. Like, I mean, they make shows and movies about this shit all the time, dude. You know what I mean? And we see it all the time too. I mean, how many times have we seen like priests doing things that they shouldn't do and taking advantage of people, power tripping and things like that, right? Like, so I avoid all of that completely. Like, I'm just like, and some people go to church forever and they have a fantastic time and that's like their second home, it's their family. And like, I think that's amazing too. But I think there is something to be said. It does make me feel, this is one of the reasons I kind of came back to, to that side is like what you were saying, if I were standing there looking at that statue of Jesus, I feel uneasy.
Yeah.
It doesn't, there's something about it and I can't explain it. I can't explain what that feeling is. I look at that and I see him on a cross or something and I'm like, whew, like that feels, oof. And I don't know if it's the imagery. I don't know if it's because I spent so long not believing and I look up and I see it and I'm like, oh man, like, I don't know. There's something there.
And I look at it too, like most of my life, I've been in a small Christian town called Crossville. So it's like we have more churches than any place you're going to find.
You guys do have a lot of churches.
But who judged me the most growing up? If you're 13 and you already have tattoos all over you and you quit school and you start a skateboard shop in your town with your friend, what happens? Like, guess what? Everybody that sees you, this is a great thing. We have a little Bible store in our town. And one of my friends, we called him Church Boy. That was his nickname, Church Boy Josh. Loved him. And his parents owned it. And so we'd pick him up every day from there. And you got a 13-year-old kid who's dropped out of school. He's got a bloody handprint tattooed on the back of his arm. He's got a skull that says "Eat the Rich" over here.
Business logo.
Yeah, he's ready to go, I had piss all over my shirt, like a Gigi Allen shirt on with I had pissed on an accident and left it. I never I was just a punk kid.
Yeah.
And we would walk into this place, and the first thing they would do is you don't need to be hanging out with him, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't need to come into it. He can wait outside for you, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then come to find out who's the one that's never touched drugs and who's the one now that is crazy. And, that to me, I think growing up being judged so harshly by one side, when you see something like that, when you walk into that church and it's like you have this animosity instantly.
Yeah.
And you have all these feelings that you probably don't ever think about because I have zero, my brain shuts off a lot of feelings. I build a lot of walls. So
totally
when you walk in there by yourself and you take that time to breathe in it, you start to feel some of those things and you're like, wait a second. I don't know if I'm pissed. I don't know if I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. But either way, it's a feeling that I've gotten from looking at that imagery or being around those people that is making me feel that way.
And it happened when you were alone.
Yeah. And it's because when I'm alone, I'm the only person besides her that I let my emotions out to.
That's what I'm saying, right? There might be something to that, right? Because, and I get the whole, trust me, I live in the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the same, right? And that's part of the reason why I don't go to those places is because those people, that's a different thing than what my relationship with God is like.
Yeah.
To them, my relationship that I have with God is not enough. It doesn't have to be this long drawn out thing. You don't have to sit there. You don't have to punish yourself. You don't have to do 10 Hail Marys. You don't have to do any of that, dude. You can literally just have your relationship and that's it. And that's what I love the most about it is because I don't have to get judged. I don't have to intermingle with people who are going to judge me, and things like that. And
I miss the days where people were like you, where it was like,
oh, this is new, by the way.
I would know, but I'm just saying, I would know people my whole life and never know that they're even religious.
Yeah.
And then they'd be, oh, no. I go to church. I do this. I blah, blah, blah. But it's the fact that, I get along with these people. They listen to the same music I listen to. We've gone to shows together that I'm like, you shouldn't be going to this show. What are you doing? We go and skateboard together.
Well, here's the thing. I think that's the human side of it, right? Is when we start going, you shouldn't do this and you have to do this and you should do that. It's like, that's opinion. Do you know what really matters? Your relationship with God. I have my relationship. I pray every day. It takes me 2 minutes. And that's it. That's the extent of it. That's all.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to do. But like I said, to them, that's not enough. But for me, it is. And I'm totally fine with that, dude. I call him Sky Daddy.
Yeah.
but I'm again, well, he wouldn't have given me a sense of humor if he didn't want me to use it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I'm just to me, that's the extent of it. That's fine with me. I'm okay with that.
But again, I don't think you have to explain your religion or your feelings to anybody when it comes to whatever you want.
I'm just bringing it up because we're in conversation.
Yeah, but I think that I'm saying for you in general, you can be whatever you want to be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
again, that's the human side of it.
Yeah,
that's where you got to do this and you don't have to do. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on this big religious tangent.
I was literally just about to look at the camera and go, I don't know where this is going, but I'm loving side roads. This is, that's my favorite thing. I also people don't know me on here. They have no clue who I am.
Oh yeah.
But they know you. They're here because they know you. But that's the coolest part is finding out these things about people.
They're here for you, bud.
Well, I'm just saying 90% of the people don't know the music I really listen to.
Let's talk about it.
Or just
let's get into some of the music stuff actually.
Okay.
And we can keep away from, I know what you want to keep away from. We can keep away from some of it. But wait, because you're in a band called Silent Horror. And it is a horror. Are you guys still doing stuff or no?
Okay, we still do stuff.
You just put something out, didn't you?
We did. Yeah. But we put the same thing out for the third time.
Okay.
It's a reissue of my vocals on the original
I see.
stuff.
Gotcha.
Since I became the singer.
Cool. And it's fucking really good. It's called Silent Horror. You guys have been a band for how long?
2008.
Almost 20 years.
Yeah, that's
insane.
nuts. I don't even think about it like
It's
that.
crazy. 2 decades. And one of my favorite stories that you've told me, and I want to go into it here because I think it's hilarious. It's about I think it's pronounced Vakken, but we say Wacken over here because it's with a W. But the guy who runs Vakken wanted you guys to come do Vakken. And now for those of you who don't know, that show is in Germany?
Yeah.
Germany. It's like an event. It's like a 3-day event or something like that, right? It's 3 days?
Yeah, I think it's 3.
3. And it's to like 150,000 people or something like that. It's insane. And it's a big deal. Don't like Iron Maiden headline that shit.
I mean,
like,
Rob Zombie, everybody's playing that thing.
Huge, dude. Any band would be fucking chomping at the bit to go do this. And you guys said no.
Yeah. I would say no. I would say no right now.
Tell them why.
Well, because like we had a friend in the band or a person in the band that had booked this and we didn't know about it or had already been in the talks of it with this person and we had no clue. And we woke up one day and I remember somebody had sent me a message with the flyer for the whole thing. And we're like huge on here. And I'm like, what are we doing?
You're
I was like,
huge on a Vakken flyer.
Yeah, and I was like, nobody even knows us. Like, we just played to like 200 people the night before. We're not this band. Like, and I was like, I gotta go to work tonight.
You're like above Danzig.
Yeah. Like, I gotta go to work, man. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I got shit to do. I gotta buy dog food and I can't afford it. Like, So I don't know. I think
didn't you guys just end up not going because you just didn't want to?
Yeah, I just didn't want to go. Like we literally just said no, not doing it.
Oh my god,
but we've done that with a million things.
I know, and that's what I love about you and you guys. Like you're so the way that I always explain. I'm just like you guys are just like fucking crust punk kids from fucking nowhere, Tennessee, and you just It's the most punk rock thing you could have done, honestly. Dude's like, oh, I want you to come play for 150,000 people. I'll take care of everything. And you're like, nah, I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
And you just, and you guys
That's all you can say to it.
And you go, y'all just don't do anything you don't want to fucking do. And I was like, that's incredible to me.
But I feel like how we are with the band, you are with tattooing. It's like, I'm just not going to do it if I don't want to do it.
Yes.
And if it's not like the band to me is hanging out with my best friends and playing music. That's what it is. And if I were to look at you right now and I was like, hey man, you want to go play? And you were like, I'm like, no, we don't want to play. No, we're good. Like, I'm not trying to talk you into it.
Nope.
If I go, hey man, you want to play? And you go, fuck yeah. I go, fuck yeah. Like, it's on then. If I would have said something to everybody else and they were like, I would have been like, oh yeah, we're playing this thing. I don't know what it is, but we're going, Like, I just want to meet Rammstein and I'm good. Like, I don't know. Like,
everybody's like, it's like, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
It's almost like the, I've been trying to live by this more. If it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no.
I think that isolates you. It does. It isolates you. I don't even know if it's a can. It just does. It just isolates you, man.
Because it does put you in a position of like, you're chasing comfortability. You know what I mean? But also like, well, it depends on what it is, right? Because like, if you ask me if I want to live today, I'm like, it's not a fuck yes, that's for sure. You know what I mean? But it's like, but it also is a fuck yeah. Like I have to.
I look at the things like I only want to say fuck yes to the things I want to say fuck yes to.
Yeah.
And the things more and more as you age, and I think as time goes on with a band or relationship or anything like that, saying yes to every single thing that crosses my mind is a really good option now for me. If somebody asks me to do something, just say yes. I'll figure it out later. And I've learned that over time. And I think if I could go back to those times, I would have implemented that more.
Yeah.
And we'd be a lot different now.
Yeah.
I don't care where we're at now. It's great. Like even seeing 1,000 people be like, hey, we love you guys. That's fine. That's good enough for me. We never did it to be big. We got to do tours.
Because you wanted to make music.
We got to do things, but it's the recording, being in the studio for me that I cared about. And like hanging out with my friends. That's what was cool.
Speaking of which, I wanted to ask you, since, dude, it's so hard for us to get together to write. Do you want to, if I book some time with my buddy Eric Wooler down in
I'll drum.
do you just want to go there and write for a few days and
Yep.
just track it there and just like come up with what we come up
Yep.
with? Okay, cool. All right. We'll do that then.
You know why? Because it scares me. That freaks me out, man.
Just not knowing what we're going to come
Just
up with.
anything.
Yeah, same. I'm like,
playing
I don't
drums
fucking-
scares me. Being in a studio scares me. I love it. Like that's
fun.
But again, that's like I feel like a lot of the people I grew up with they just don't do that. And that always held me back too. Being reliant on other people's like yes or no to give me my yes or no.
Yeah.
And anymore, I don't want to do that. And so it's like when you ask me, hey, can you come back in 3 weeks? Yes. I don't even care if it's a no in my brain. Like, but I got some stuff I got to do. Got to blah, 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 blah. It's a yes.
Yeah.
I need to do it. I got to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to get my back tattooed today. I really don't. But we got to get it done. I want to see this thing done.
Believe me, I'm in it with you. I can relate. Les, we were live last night. I went live with Les. He's like, when we get back on that back, buddy, I was like, what are you talking about?
It's done.
I was like, we're good, dude. He's like, no, man, we got to do another pack. We got to clean up some stuff. I was like, nope. I was like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, what's wrong with it?
It is how it is.
I was like, all right. So some people are going to think I'm copping out here, but I swear to God, I'm really not. I do actually love on tattoos. It's one of the things that I've always loved about tattoos is when you get a little, like if a line's not so straight or it's not as dark as like some of the, or you have like a little bit of splotchiness in the black or things like that, like the things or something falls out a little bit. I actually love that shit. Like to me, it says handmade. I love that about tattoos. It's one of my favorite things about tattoos is when they heal. Don't get me wrong. You want your clients to get a perfect heal because that's what they expect, right? That's what we're striving for.
Yeah.
But I love to see like an aged tattoo or like some like, you know, like my tattoos are not great, but when I look at them, I'm like, they still make me happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, Les is like, oh, we gotta clean up some stuff. I'm like,
No,
I
good.
like it. Like we're good, dude. I was like, I like the way my back looks. I'm stoked on it. Who are some of your favorite bands? Like who are some of your biggest influences?
I look at everything in sections. Like my biggest influences from when I first remember music.
Just in general, like, I mean, because I don't know if you're how I am. I still listen to the same shit I was listening to 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
So
Nothing changes for me.
Yeah.
Except
I'm
for
a creature
new
of habit.
styles of music. And I'll go back and I'll give other things a chance now that I've grown and I'm okay with not being the cool kids club of
Nickelback
punk rock.
fucking rules.
Nickelback Sturgis rules like a motherfucker.
2008, baby. 2008. Yeah, listen, I'm going to tell you guys this because Brandall turned me onto it. If you just went, Nickelback, go to YouTube, type in Nickelback Sturgis 2008, and be prepared to see one of the greatest live performances you've ever seen in music.
Sounds
Perfect.
better than the record.
It's insane.
It's better.
Crazy.
It's got more beef. It's everything, man. I love
thick.
that. Yeah, it is. It really is.
It's the thick.
When I remember putting that DVD in, man, and right when I pressed play, I was like, there's no fucking way. I was like, this is so good.
she's a thick and
But
it's
no, I
so
think
good.
musical influence, it's weird. I never heard music my whole childhood. I don't remember. My dad doesn't listen to music. My mom doesn't listen to music. Nobody in my family listened to music. We didn't have a stereo.
How'd you get into the punk rock stuff?
When I was 9 years old, I was over at my mom and my stepdad's house, 8-ish, 9-ish, and my friend, one of their friends, Kevin True was his name, and he walked in and handed me my first couple CDs, which was a Misfits CD. I think it was Collection 2 because it was 1995.
Okay.
And then also he handed me Agent Orange and I want to say No Effects CD. And
good old No Effects.
there's a couple other ones, but those are the main ones I remember. And I remember just putting on the Misfits and like sitting there and just like, jamming to it and stuff. And it just like, that was like, to me, that's the first time I heard music.
Were you instantly
I don't remember.
like, I like this?
It wasn't even a question. It was instantly, this is what I am. I don't know what this is,
Isn't that
but this
the
is
best?
exactly who I am. I had some old records too of local bands that my stepdad, because he was like a tattoo artist. my stepdad was out of the house even too. They all tattooed out of there. A lot of people that still tattoo to this day were tattooing out of his house.
That's crazy.
We ran into one of them, Petey. He tattoos in Cookeville, Tennessee. Did my first tattoo when I was 13. Monster of a biomech dude, man. Love it. Like, I used to go into those shops all the time when I was like 10 and 11 and just like, you know, Corrosion of Conformity or whatever's on, and just like there's just guys in leather jackets everywhere, and it was just smelly and weird. And I just remember being and like I came in one day and he's just like, "Hey, come around back." I just came in, he's like, "What do you want tattooed?" You know, like that, you know, like, and I'm like, to me, those things, like, that was music to me. So whatever I was hearing when they were jamming out, and it was always Misfits, it was always some kind of punk rock, skate punk, Bad Religion, anything like that. It was always in like that realm. And when I was 9 years old, I met a guy named Jed Bowman, and one of my best friends. I was just skateboarding down the road. He pulled up in a car beside me with a bunch of other people. I had a skateboard. My stepdad skated. He built a little 3-foot mini ramp in our garage. So they were like, "Hey, you skate?" I was like, "Yeah." And then so they followed me to my house. I told them about the mini ramp, and I'm like skating on the sidewalk trying to get home. Like, I'm so scared because these adult kids, 16, 17, were following me to my little house. And I get there, they all skate, and then they start coming back every single day. You know, every day to skate at my house because they found a ramp that we can skate and everything like that. And so from there, he kind of took me under his wing, and my mom and everybody, they didn't care what I was doing. So every Friday after school, I would leave and go to Nashville at a place called Lucy's or IndieNet. It became the IndieNet, and I would see everybody. I saw Hatebreed there for the Satisfaction tour. I saw Shutdown. I've seen so many bands that in 1995, insane. You know, just that's like crazy. I was a kid, but I was seeing all these really underground, crazy punk bands and like hardcore bands and things like that. And it just like, I was thrown into the world immediately. There was no like, "Oh, I listened to whatever's on the radio and then this." It was like, no. I'm 9 and next week I'm going to see, you know, Strife. You know,
sick.
I don't know. Like, what are we doing? You know, I'm like, that's kind of where it was at. And so I think I was molded and spoiled as far as music goes really fast.
That's rad that you were drawn to like the darker stuff. You know?
Yeah. Horror punk. Well, there was a band in Knoxville, Tennessee called The Malignment. And that's that bloody handprint I have tattooed back here. And I didn't know what horror punk was.
Is that your first tattoo?
Yes.
That's awesome.
And I remember in 1995, I went to a show at this place called the Neptune Theater, and they were playing with this band called The Undead, which has a guy named Bobby Steele. He was one of the original Misfits guitarists, and the Malignment, man. And I just remember when I got there, it was on a second story. There was like 300 people inside, and they were lighting trash cans on fire, and this huge circle pit was going on, and I'm 9, and I'm so excited, and like they're holding me up on stage, and they recorded their last 2 songs on a vinyl there, and I'm like screaming. They have a song about James Bond somehow, somewhere. I don't know why this goes to horror punk. It doesn't, but they have a song about James Bond called Go Bond, and at the very end of the song, they scream Go Bond over and over, and I remember them throwing me, all my, like the guys around the stage throwing me up on the stage, and I was 9. And him handing me the microphone, and I'm just going, "Go Bond." I'm like screaming it as loud as I can. I'm on that record. And it's like, to me, that was like the like beginning of, I cannot believe, like, to me, I was a rock star. I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to be whatever these guys are. I want to be. Now, they all ended up in prison or dead or something like that. But I didn't know at the time that was going to be my, you know, like, I just thought like, these guys are rock stars. Yeah. I want a piece of this. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to skate and I'm going to play music. That's what I'm going to do. And to me, that was just music, man.
And you're really good at both.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah, you're decent for sure.
Do you know any of that?
What?
My skate career stuff?
No. Yeah. Wait, you had a skate career?
So when...
Okay, let's have it. I did not know this.
So at 12 years old, I'm skating around my area in my town. My parents had just moved. So that house that I was talking about, the skate ramp, my parents were split, and my dad was always really poor, and we lived in like an old church. Like, it was just crazy weird. Our living room had the little church, like, pews inside. And we had like a wood burning stove, no AC. And when we moved, my dad got married to my stepmom, and she had a good job. So they were able to get like a 5-bedroom, couple bath house in the middle of town. And now I could go and skateboard from their house too. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go live over there. So I go over there and I'm skating around all the time. And I mean, I skated every day. That's what we did. And I didn't know if I knew I was good. I knew I was good, especially for 1998. That was when this was. Like 1998, I was a really good kid skateboarder. It was crazy how good I was for my age.
Okay.
My brother was older, so he always pushed me too. He was a good skateboarder. And so I was skating at the end of this road, and this guy randomly walks out, and he's talking to us and stuff. And it turns out like he's talking to Jeremy Ray, who, if you don't know who he is, if you've ever seen this Trans World skateboard magazine, he's olling between water towers. When you play Tony Hawk Pro Skater, he's the guy that ollies between these water towers back in the day. It was one of the biggest skate tricks to ever be done in the entire world. His brother's name is Jonas Ray. This guy that lived down the street went to school with him in California, and he's on the phone with him. He's like my idol. Like, I was watching every Element video that came out with this guy, loved him. I thought he was everything. And I'm on the phone with him now. And I'm like, hey. And he's like, yeah. And so this guy was like, yeah, I'll get you guys a pair of shoes or whatever if you, and a pair of shoes is $80, $90. And even back then, so they're like $200 today.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. And so we mowed his lawn, got some shoes, and he put together like a little, like we would go over and all kinds of stuff. And he put together like, hey, I have a video camera. We've filmed a bunch of stuff. So I kind of put together, you would take one VCR, hit play, and the other one record. And that's how you'd make like an edit, you know? And so I made like a little tiny VCR edit like that, and sent it off to a company called Deluxe Distribution. They have like Anti-Hero, Real Skateboards, Independent. A lot of the East Coast brands are on Deluxe. I never thought anything of it. Sooner or later, I was on Flow. I got put on Flow for Deluxe Distribution, which I was getting like Anti-Hero skateboards. I was getting all these skateboards for free. So I was able to get my friends skateboards. I was getting skateboards. All I had to do was film stuff. It was amazing. I thought it was like everything. And then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And so I entered these skate contests called Beast of the East. And Beast of the East.
I've heard of that one.
Was there. I mean, everybody was in it. Like, there's this huge skater named Colt Cannon. There was Chris Cole. All these people, huge skateboarders, were in this whole thing. And I remember entering it, and I got 4th place. And overall, and like I was skating all the time. So I went out to California, got to skate with Jeremy Ray. I've got a milk crate of old 8mm tapes of me skating with all these pros. I've got like, I never dropped it on a vert ramp because I don't skate vert. I skate a street. So the people teaching me how to drop in on the video is Sean White and Annie McDonald. And I'm up at the YMCA in Ensenadas, California with both of them at the top. And they're like teaching me how to do it. And I'm like freaking out. I don't know. I got to skate the Tony Hawk Gigantic Skate Park Tour. When they came to Raleigh, North Carolina, I was doing the contest there, and I got to like skate with them all day. But yeah, after a couple of years of doing that, I quit school in the 7th grade. And that's what I quit school for, is to chase that. Okay. And then I went to California and stopped. I came back home and then just decided not to skate anymore.
Why?
I won't get into the exact reason.
Okay. We don't have to get in the weeds. Is that Kidda? Yeah. Are you leaving? Yeah. All right. Give me a hug, Kidda. Go have fun. Okay. I love you. Love you too. Be good, okay? Bye. Love you. I gotta know though, so maybe we can indulge later off camera. But
yeah, I don't mind talking about it, but it's
that's okay. That's okay. We don't have to get into it.
I do like saying like the reasons why I quit is the same reasons that most kids get out of stuff. It's like something's gonna happen. that doesn't sit right or something does happen and then you jump out of it. And I always feel like holding back, talking about things also does kind of not give the option for other people to kind of come to you and talk to you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not saying like nothing happened that made me stop. I'm saying like the things that happened, I've only come to terms with in the last couple of years. And that kind of like just some normal childhood, like actor or skateboarder or anybody in that profession that shouldn't be there by themselves happens.
Okay.
Same shit.
Yeah.
And that's all. It's usually what I say. And
Gotcha.
it's weird we brought up the church thing earlier because I've actually, one of the first few times I've ever talked about it specifically was at a church because I felt like I needed to help some of the kids that I thought something was happening to.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But yeah, just the whole system, corrupt craziness.
Yeah.
And at 14, I was back in my town hanging out with my friends and I quit skateboarding. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to be a part of this. I saw the bad side of it and I was like, I don't want to be a part of this. And it's weird because I got into basketball immediately.
Basketball.
So I went back to high school at 14 and I was a starting point guard. And then I went like to summer basketball camp. I'm a really good basketball player and weirdly enough. Yeah. It's
I'm learning all
strange.
kinds of things about Brandall, dude.
Yeah. Basketball, that was my thing for a while. And then the next, like right after that summer, and I was going to go back to school, my best friend kind of said, hey, what are you doing? You should skate again. Like everybody was like, why aren't you skating? And I'd never kind of wanted to get back into it. And then I just started again and even harder and crazier. And I even got, I think at that time, better than I'd ever, like that, I peaked. Like at 15, 16, it was unbelievable where I was getting. And we started a skateboard shop. And so
Nice.
that's where I learned to play music.
Oh, okay.
Because we were inviting bands to come play on the weekends so we could pay our rent. And we'd have like a party and be like, what punk bands can we get, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like my friend let us borrow a drum set. And so I just started drumming up there. I was like, man, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I can play Ramon songs.
The only video I've ever seen of you like skating, you've posted it before, and it's just you just fucking you're on this little tear and somebody's following you with a camera, and then you're like throwing up.
Like we were talking about at the very beginning, whatever I get into it like crazy. And that comes from skateboarding. It's like I would go out and skateboard for 12 hours a day and I was obsessed. Like I thought like this is everything. And if you go on my Instagram and you go down really far all the way to the end, I mean, it was like, I wasn't good. It was like 8 years ago because I hadn't skated in like 10 years. But I mean, like I'm still like skating on there doing like crazy like handrails and stuff like on my Instagram, but I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. It's like anything. It's tattooing leads you to something. It leads you to music or music leads you to tattooing.
Yeah, for sure.
And skateboarding led me to, that's why I have the job I have now.
Yeah. A lot of us are into a lot of the exact same things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think hardcore music in general, tattooing, weightlifting, it all kind of is that branch. And so
You just fucking been punk rock from the womb to the tomb, dude.
yeah,
God dang.
and it's hard to turn it off. It's like now metal bands in general, everybody's into this. And it's like, I think as you age, you have I can't skate anymore like I used to. I can go out, like I just went out and like relearned 360 flips not too long ago. And it fucked my world up. Like my shin's still freaking swollen from it. And it's been like 6 months, you know, or something. My body's not the same. I'm hitting 40 this year. You know, I'm cruising into that.
I'm 38 next week.
Yeah. So I'm hitting into that realm where skateboarding is not my thing. So what can I do? What gives me that same satisfaction of writing a riff, of playing something, of recording and hearing it back for the first time? And fitness is kind of doing that for me. And it always has on and off. It's been like, you know, when I was 19, I was like, okay, well, you get into Poison the Well or Bleeding Through or one of these bands back in the day that had somebody that was jacked in it. And you're like, yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah, that guy right there. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. The
There's
Misfits.
There's this
Fuck
Christian
Doyle.
metal band too. Christian metal band called The Showdown
Okay.
from our area. You know Arsenal Strength that makes gym equipment?
Yes.
The guy that owns that company and started it, Andrew Hall, he's the drummer for The Showdown, for the metal band.
Oh, okay.
And you might want to talk to him about this because he is covered in tattoos, insanely.
What was his name?
Andrew Hall. I'll send you his.
I was going to say you got the connect.
But yeah, he played in our town one day, and he is like a stage NPC, huge bodybuilder, like 260 pounds of just steel, and he's carrying in this drum rack, and dude, just like the biggest dude I've ever seen. And when I saw him, I was like, "Yep, I want to walk in a room and that happen. That's what I want."
You know who I saw who was like, as far as like a band goes, it was a silhouette at first, and there was like smoke. I'm side stage. There was some smoke, some lights coming from behind the smoke, kind of thing. And there was a silhouette. He was standing on the other side of the smoke, and I remember seeing him like putting his hair up, right, doing this. And he was like putting some of his hair back or like whatever.
I'm trying to guess already who this could be. I'm like,
listen, I just remember seeing like this insane V-taper, lats, fucking huge, dude. I was like, who the fuck is that
this sounds
dude?
so erotic.
Right? Dude,
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was insane. I was like, dude, this dude's fucking huge, he's massive. And he walks through the smoke. It was Tim Lambesis from As I Lay Dying.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, Tim got fucking huge back in the,
Yeah.
I think he still is. He went fucking crazy, but yeah, but when I saw them, I was like, good God, dude. I was like, that's wild. Yeah, the fitness world definitely shocked me. And I think you can relate to this coming from like hardcore and punk and metal and tattooing and stuff like that. And like coming from a world where everyone fucking hates everyone and everyone's
It's a
just
clique
fucking
society,
jaded.
man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I always say no one hates metal more than metalheads. I was like, let a metal
Yeah.
band put out a new record and go look at the comment section, dude. Like it's fucking nobody hates it
It's
more
the
than
worst
us.
they've ever done.
Oh yeah, every time. Whenever I started lifting, like 4 years ago, well, coming up on like 4.5. And you know, like how big I used to be. Whenever I started lifting and getting into this, I was posting a lot of stuff just in my story, just progress, and not really for like attention or anything like that. My hope was that somebody would see it and be like, well, if he could do it, you know, maybe I can do it, you know? And that's all it was. I was just kind of sharing the journey from like a guy who was like a regular guy who hadn't really done this before, who didn't really know how to do it, who didn't know anything about macros or how to count macros or like what protein intake and how that works or what exercises to do. You know, I'm learning, right? So, and I wanted to post this so that people could see that like you can learn it. Not that I'm some crazy jack dude or anything like that, but you know, I've made drastic progress, right?
Insane. And it's crazy because I see you like it's always like months, and then I see you, and like when it first happened, it was very drastic to me because the first time I met you to the even like, you know, the fourth time I met you, it was like half of a human.
Yeah,
Like completely.
Well, you would think I'm down like 50 pounds, or maybe 52 or something.
But again, body recomp completely changed you.
Right.
Completely changed how you look.
Right. And one of the things that shocked me about the fitness world was how welcoming everyone was. It really caught me off guard because I had people in my DMs who were like coaches and fitness influencers and like people who have 7-figure brands, dude.
Yeah.
Like who were like, dude, you're doing good. Like you're crushing it. Keep going. Right. And I was like, dude, that is insane to me because that would never happen in tattooing.
No,
like,
you'd be blacklisted.
Oh, dude, like,
immediately.
yeah, you're not fucking, you know, like
the
the guys who are at the top aren't reaching into some dude on the way up being like, dude, you're doing good. Keep going. We're like, trash. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It made me want to keep going. And it was just such a rad community. And I wanted to give something back to that world, you know? And I wanted to start a fitness brand just to put something cool out, just to be like, hey man, like here's some cool apparel for you guys, you know? But I was like, I don't really look like I don't feel like I'm there as far as like, you know, being able to be a face of a brand or anything like that. And I was like, maybe not, you know. But then that's how lo and behold, I ended up making the pancakes, and now I'm pursuing that. So, yeah. So that's kind of where that idea came from. Excited to try to pursue it and see what happens. Anyways. If nothing else, I'll learn a lot about how that side of the market works in terms of like making a product, you know?
Dude, it's just another little wheelhouse, man.
Yeah.
That's another thing for you to know.
Yeah, I've got the recipe finally. For those of you who don't know, I'm making a ready to pour macro friendly, high protein pancake batter. And Brandall's had this.
I'm not a pancake guy. I'm not an egg guy. I'm definitely not an egg guy.
All right.
And the first taste, I was in.
The vanilla cinnamon one.
I was in.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh no, the strawberry I was in.
Oh,
when you gave me the cinnamon,
got the strawberry
I was
one.
beyond in.
Yeah,
I don't have any money, but I was willing to invest. I was like, I don't know what I can do, but I'm.
But yeah, so it doesn't taste like protein powder. It doesn't it's and the macros on it are insane.
They were almost too insane.
Like it's like
They were too insane, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, so I've been eating pancakes for fucking 3 months straight, working on this fucking recipe, dude. Twice a day, dude. I've been like, I'm so tired of eating pancakes right now. I never thought I'd say that, but yeah, I'm hoping that I can put that out, and then maybe that's something I can give back to the fitness world. That's like cool, that they'll like enjoy. You know what I mean? Like a product that they can eat without feeling guilty about it. That doesn't taste like a fucking protein pancake. You know. But I just started the process with. I just jumped into. I emailed a company that handles formulation, nutrition labels, packaging, and they put you in touch with like other companies that like actually, when we're finished with the formulation, that they hand it off and the next company produces it, right? You know, in bulk, so that you can like get it out there. But you know, we just took step one. So I mean, I'm not gonna say the name or anything. I'm not gonna get into it too far, but like we just took step one, and now we're working on formulation with the recipe. So we'll see how it goes, and I don't know how much this is gonna cost. I know it's not gonna be fucking cheap. I can tell you that much. But dude, based on the feedback that I've gotten from the people who've tried it, it's been pretty. Like I was like, you know, maybe I should pursue this. You know.
I think it's like with everything else that we've been talking about, there's no reason A, not to.
Oh yeah.
B, that's gonna, even if you get this done and it's like it doesn't work out or whatever it is, the process and all this other stuff, talking to these humans, getting to know these things, somewhere along that line, you've learned something that you're gonna be able to pull into the next thing. And if we know anything about you or me, there's always going to be the next thing. So
Rogan was talking about this recently. He was talking about that's what humans are. That's what they do. They make things better.
Yeah.
It's all about the next thing. It's definitely going to be a different world for kids now, because they're going to be shaped by technology more, like much more than we were. Like you said, right? So when you found the Misfits, it was like you were like, this is what I am, right? And I was talking to Kiddo about that not that long ago. I was like, when we were coming up, the world was like, it was like a treasure hunt. You didn't have access to everything. Everything wasn't so compartmentalized, and you would have to go buy albums based off the artwork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't know what you were getting.
For fans of the front. And you're like, I think I like that.
Yeah. And so you would go get, you know, whatever CD, or if you would find some artist in a magazine, you would try to figure out another way to where you could see some more of that. You know what I mean? Because you couldn't just Google them, and all that stuff meant so much more back then. And I think it shaped us more. That's what shaped us, was like when we would find things that we identified hard with, we were like, that's me. And so it's like, that's why we still listen to the same stuff from 20 years ago. These kids, everything moves way
so
faster.
Much faster. There's too much turnover.
Yes, and they don't have to go find the thing that they identify with anymore. Technology just gives them whatever algorithm they're on, like whatever thing that they're looking at. It's just, so they're going to be built by technology and algorithms, as opposed to like us having to go find those things.
In 1996, I stood in line at an On-Q store to buy a cassette, a Misfits American Psycho cassette. And I remember standing in line with only like 15 people, because nobody knew who they were anyway. And I'm just like waiting, dude. And I remember getting it, unpackaging it, opening the booklet, and it's just long sleeve for the cassette. And I remember seeing Doyle looking gigantic in it, and all these guys looking like superhero monsters. And so, you know, instantly from there, and when I was 14, crazy time in my life, crazy red, huge mohawk, insane, got my first couple of tattoos. I had like crazy leather jacket. I saw a band called the Casualties, street punk oi band kind of deal. And when I bought their vinyl and I opened it up, it had all of them dressed up on the inside, like in multiple pictures everywhere. So I was like, oh, they have bullet belts. They have all these studs and spikes all over everything. I was like, combat boots. I got to get combat boots. I got to do it. And so like, I'm going in every store trying to piece together. I'm stealing belts from Big Lots. I was putting like 15 studded belts on under my shirt and like trudging out and then taking them apart with my dad's pliers and like putting them all over this jacket and painting everything. So if you go back and look at these videos and pictures of me, like when I was a kid, you get to see like that album cover because I was painting my jacket just like him. I wanted my jacket sleeve to say the same band his did. I wanted Oxymoron down my left side. I wanted this over here. I'd put a few little things of my own on it, but I was emulating what I saw. Yeah. And I don't think kids get to do that and find their clique. Like, we'll always look like 2008 hardcore kids. Yeah. We'll always wear black shirts. And I always think like, this looks cool or this is that. I'm always going to look at bands like 18 Visions from back in the day and be like, that's what I am. That's who I am.
Right.
I don't think kids get to do that now because you get TikTok, you get Instagram, Reels, everything, like you said, is so fast and it's hit and it's gone, hit and gone. So one day they're wearing, that's why I'm scared for tattoos right now. I'm very scared for all these people getting covered in these black and gray lions and clocks and everything else and angels and Greek mythology. Dude, in 5 years, that's not going to be cool anymore.
It's the same thing that happened to us.
Tribal.
No, it's the same thing that happened to us, though. But it's like, all right, is it? You ready? You ready? Mm-hmm. Owls and diamonds.
Wait, no, I do have a diamond.
How many people do we know who have
this little thing?
Yeah, exactly like that. How many people do we know who have owls and fucking diamonds?
A lot of them.
Yeah, same thing.
A lot of them.
Same shit. It all comes in waves.
Yeah, I mean,
do you remember before that? It was like,
I think tattooing though, like we grew up with the bands that we liked were covered in tattoos. Yeah. Face, neck. I mean, they were giant tattooed crazy people. They're not anymore. It's not like you see like patchwork little Justin Bieber tattoos all over, but like I don't think these people are kind of thinking longevity when it comes to that. I knew I would never be in a job.
Well, now it's more they're blacking shit out.
Yeah, which is crazy to me.
You got MGK and Ronnie Radke and like that. Now it's the thing where like Motionless in White. There's another band that I just saw. They just completely cover themselves in like black.
AFI,
stuff.
Davey
like that.
Havoc did his whole arms in black with like some lines.
The X's on the hands.
And,
back then, that was a big thing. I think every fucking era goes through its trends, and they come and go. And I think those are the identifiers of those eras. But
I think AI is going to do that too. I think in 10 years, people are going to be like, "Oh, you use AI? That's stupid." That's so stupid.
I don't know about that because it's very useful. It's an extremely useful tool.
I think that, but I think when it comes to if they can tell you're using it, it's going to be a very bad thing.
Here's what I think. I think most people are too dumb to figure it out.
They are, but go right now and look on Sam Sulik's page.
What's he doing?
Go look on Sam Sulik's Instagram.
What's he doing?
He started a peptide company.
Okay.
The company is using AI videos of him like shooting guns and stuff, and he gets like wounded, and then he takes like BP 157 in the AI thing, and he's like all healed up again and ready to fight, and it's all AI.
Yeah.
And it's like him weightlifting and doing stuff in like a school, and it's AI. And instead of hiring a filmmaker, and dude, every comment on there, the thousands and thousands and thousands of comments on these videos right now in an AI generation all say slop. They say, "What are you doing?"
It could probably give you some good information. You know what I mean? If it can scour the internet for you, because I feel like that's what most of the AIs do is like Grok, for example. If I ask Grok anything, it'll be like checking sources, and you'll see the number go 200, 300, 400. Like it'll check source, and then it gives you like it cross references like 400 sources in 10 seconds, and then it just fucking boom. Here's the answer. Here's the most probable answer you're going to be able to find without having to go check 400 sources on your own.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like what we were talking about earlier. It doesn't create anything. It just kind of, it can only replicate, and it can only like go check out the things that already exist. And like, that's what I use it for. Like, I'm like, oh, I got a problem. Like, but I think most people are too dumb to use it anyway because, like I
Yeah.
said, one of my friends who uses it, like I was telling you about him earlier, it's remarkable listening to the way that he talks to the AI, like the way that, well, not talks to, what he types in. So if he's got an issue, he'll go in and he'll type out, like, this is the problem that I'm having, this is, or whatever question. But he uses it to train him on different things in business and stuff like that. And he tells it to think like a room full of advisors with 30 years of experience and to talk to him in an empowering tone and to like it's way deeper than just like, oh, I have a question. Some people, those are the people that get ahead with it because they know how to tell the AI what they really need.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you an example. I was looking into a restaurant and what I did, I went into AI and I was like, all right, I want to do a restaurant. I did what most people do. I kind of reverse engineered and I went, okay, if I'm going to pitch a restaurant to investors, what do I need to pitch a restaurant? Right. And it gave me step by step, right? It gave me phase 1, phase 2, everything. I was like, cool. I went to my friend about this. He was extremely intelligent, like much smarter than me. And he goes, you did it wrong. First thing he said, I was like, wait, what? He goes, you did it wrong. I was like, what did I do wrong? He goes, you asked it the wrong question. I was like, what's the right question? I was like, I'm trying to pitch a restaurant. I need to know how to do that.
Gotta
right?
be sweet to it.
Right. He goes, all right. What you ought to have typed in is, if I were an investor with this many years of experience and I were a restaurateur and I were looking for this, what would I want to see from someone seeking an investment? And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Well,
I was
again,
like,
it's the people that know the keywords and the people that have already been in these businesses that can kind of help you guide you through
and
that.
I rely on him for that now. I'll hit him up like, hey man, how do I need to approach this? And he'll be like,
well, the guy I work for, that HVAC dude, every day I get there, he's got a printout of all these things that his AI's done for him. And like, he'll just be sitting there and he'll go, you know what? I don't think that's true. He's like, and he'll hold his phone up and he starts talking to it like it's a person though. He's like, hey, I hope you're doing well today. If there's any way
that's a
that
little
you
extreme.
could, but dude, it's like, and he even like off camera would be like, dude, this has made me, I paid off my house. And he's like, I owe it to AI.
it can help. Yeah, like I said, it can be extremely useful, man. It can be an extremely useful tool. And I don't think that part of it will ever go away. I do think the creative part will go away as like us as the creatives, like, because we can't help it. That's what we do.
But like, did you see Disney just fired the 1,000 people?
No, what happened?
Disney fired all the animators for the MCU and like the guy that created Loki and stuff.
Yeah.
Fired him while his painting was in the back of the room they were firing him in. It's the whole walls, the mural of his stuff that he created, and they fired him in there because they said that they're looking to streamline their art.
I don't think people are going to like it.
I don't think people care. People are so now used to slop and so used to the fast turn. They don't care. Nobody cares.
Like I said, I think I can. I think you're right, and I think that relates back to what we started with is tattooing. Like I was like,
yeah,
it's like with the polarizers and things like that. I was
nobody
like,
cares.
No one cares.
Dude, and at this point, should we care? And should we just get as much as we can out of it and run away?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, I don't fucking like what everyone else is. That's what my like, my business probably sounds bad. I hate the term industry. My world's like the tattoo world has turned into. Everyone's just taking what they can and they're running. Like, and it's like, and I'm like, well, fuck. Like, I don't want to be just fucking stuck here. I was like, if the tattoo world wants to implode, I at least want to insulate myself enough to where I can survive this. You know what I mean? And it's like, all the guys and all the gals that I see on TikTok and stuff like that, and on social media, they're like, all right, well, if you just, because they talk shit to people like me, not me specifically, but guys like me who are in the tattoo world, like, oh, sitting there bitching about it being slow, but you don't want to do anything about it. And they're like fucking TikToking and AI and fucking social media and like all this, and they're just like crushing it. And I'm just like, they're not wrong. Like I don't have a response to that. You know, they're not.
Yeah.
They're right because they have adapted.
Yeah.
But they're also art kids and they don't know anything about the craft. They don't know anything about the tradition. They don't know where it comes from. They don't know what makes tattooing special, which is like us owning the history and why we did that and why it's progressed and where it came from and how it fucking got to them. They don't care. They know that they're in this era. They know that this is how these things work and they use the fuck out of it and they are crushing us.
Yeah, because the people that are consuming it
don't care either.
They're using the same stuff to do their normal daily tasks. So they don't care.
And that's what I'm saying. Like they see these tattoos on social media. I see a guy who I think is a tattooer as well. I'm not sure. But he does videos on all these insane tattooers, right? You've probably even seen him. And he'll go down a specific style or like.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay. Everything he fucking shows, he's like, this is incredible. It's the most magnificent thing ever. And the detail and the depth and I've never seen
color like this used in a tattoo.
And it's every fucking one of them is polarized to fucking hell.
Yeah.
Every fucking tattoo he puts up there is polarized to fucking hell, dude.
But if that's the normal,
right,
it doesn't matter anymore.
Exactly. And that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm moving that way. I'm like, fuck it. Like I'm getting polarized. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm playing the game now. I don't care anymore. And I don't care who has anything to say about it either because I know
because they're all doing it.
Real tattooers are going to come for me in the comments. I'm like, you motherfuckers didn't do anything. Like we can't move the way that we want to. The art kids and the non-tattooers, they get to move however they want in this thing now. And we just get to sit back and bitch about it. The only thing we can do is stay true. And that's just fucking dying too. You know what I mean? It's like all we get to do is sit around and have conversations where we bitch about everything that's happening and everything that's wrong.
I always revert back to the weirdest movie when it comes to this stuff, SLC Punk.
I've never seen it.
Dude, you've never seen SLC Punk?
I don't think, no. What is that?
You've never seen SLC Punk? Is this crazy that I haven't seen this?
Yes. Oh, what is it?
Are you serious?
No, yeah, I've never seen it. What is it? Jog my memory. I may have. When did it come out? When did it happen?
Okay, so SLC Punk is about these two punk rock kids that live in Salt Lake City. What's his name? He plays. What's his name?
You sure you've seen this before?
Yeah. What's his fucking name? AI. Tell me what.
I told you it was useful.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and you're gonna be like, dude.
I'm trying not to die with this. Fucking my allergies have been killing me.
Matt Lillard.
Oh.
Matt Lillard, he's like him and his friend are punk rock guys.
Okay.
And they basically live in Salt Lake City.
Does he have red spikes?
He has no. He
No,
has
I might be
green
thinking
hair
of something
in it.
else. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But basically, they're just punk rock kids that live in Salt Lake City, and they're like sticking true to like their punk rock roots, man. And fuck the system, fuck the man. His dad's a rich, successful lawyer, and like. He's like, fuck the system, fuck you, and all this stuff. And like by the end of it, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this, go fuck yourself. Well, if you haven't seen this, I love you. I love you. But basically, by the end of it, he puts down his punk rock stuff and decides to become a lawyer and go to Harvard because his dad wants him to, so he can fight in the system instead of out of it. Because he realizes there's no reason. He's not going to win. He's not going to win beating up rednecks and people with baseball bats in the middle of the night in SLC. You know, that's not his win. His win is going and fighting from a bigger side. It's like, how do you fight people with money? With money. The only way I can fight you is if I'm matching you. Yeah. You can't. The little guy's always going to lose. And it's like, you're always going to lose no matter what, because the guy that sucks at tattooing 30 miles down the road has a better polarizer than you and has a little dude in there that films him every day and makes these trendy edits to what, and he doesn't pick his favorite song. He doesn't pick his favorite metal song to go over an Instagram post. He goes on trending and hits #1. Doesn't matter what that song is.
Yep.
His brand is now the trending brand.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. You've got to take yourself out of it.
You have to remove your, like, I guess, is ego the right word?
Ego and identity.
Yeah,
You have to
identity.
become,
there you go. That's better. Yeah.
I can't go on. I only listen to Russian rap.
Wait, time out.
I know.
Hold on.
Strange.
Rap at all to begin with. But dude, Russian rap?
Yep.
What the fuck?
I don't know why. But check this out. The people that are into my band or something, they're not going to, if I came out every day and all I did was talk about Russian rap, they'd be like, who is this human?
Honestly, though, you know what? I've heard this before. Like, people who are in bands, like, I don't like Knocked Loose and stuff. Like,
They don't listen to the genre they're in. They listen to country. They listen to this.
I
They
learned
listen
that
to-
sitting with DL from the Acacia Strain. When I went up and tracked a hardcore record with him, he was like, I love Seven Dust. I was like, excuse me?
Oh, Seven Dust is hardcore, though.
Well, the only thing that doesn't make it hardcore is the singing.
Yeah.
No, that singing is not hardcore. It's not hardcore.
Just because he's not screaming doesn't mean it's not hardcore to me.
Like, listen, like, that's not hardcore. All right. But here's what happened. He was like, go listen to it without the vocals.
Yeah, it's hardcore.
I was like, wait, what? He's like, go listen. And he was like, dude, he was like, Bury Your Dead. Like, who was the other band that he named? I can't remember who the other band was. He named like 3 or 4 bands that were just all, dude, like every one of them, like we all pull.
Man.
And then when I went back and listened to it, all that like I was like, that's all fucking bouncy hardcore.
Yeah.
I was like, I love Seven Dust. I was like,
Change the tuning.
I had no idea. But like, yeah, everybody who makes the kind of music that usually that we listens to all kinds of stuff. Like I can't get away from. I love music too much to like corner myself into one thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to see Bill Murray in a few weeks, and then in September, I think I'm going to see Steven Wilson Jr. You know what I mean? So it's like,
he's
all
awesome
over.
though.
Oh, he's
I listen to it all the time.
Amazing, yeah. But all right, but dude, we've been going for like 3 hours.
Let's do another 3, babe.
Oh no, dude, I'm tuckered out. We got to tattoo your back. What's wrong, buddy?
I'm so scared again.
Scared again? Yeah, it's not great. What's the spot you've been tattooed that hurts the most?
I think different cases. Pain and tattoo, I don't give a shit who you are. Every tattoo hurts in every spot. And if you say, well, I fell asleep in my tattoo, like, go fuck yourself. Completely. I don't care if Brenda fell asleep on her tattoo. I don't care. Go and get your knee ditch blasted with a 14-round just coil machine by some dude that's standing up and putting every ounce of pressure that he can in the back of your flesh on your knee ditch. I'm not talking he's back there like gray washing. Well. I'm talking like hammered down, fucking rip, and he doesn't let go. Like, that's a tattoo to me, and that will put you in your place quick. I'm going to say knee ditches, both were excruciating. The side of my head was pretty terrible, like the whole side of my head.
A lot of vibration.
Yeah, and it's just the amount of time, like a 7-hour tattoo compared to a 2-hour tattoo. There's a difference when you hit that 5-hour threshold of a traditional tattoo. Yeah. I think the lining so far of the back has been the worst line work, pain-wise.
I'd imagine. Yeah, my back was by far the worst that I've had done. It's awful. Like
I think just not seeing it and knowing it's going to take that long and it's like a forever. It's like it doesn't get done that day. There's like the scared thing about it, and like anymore, the more tattoos you get, the less scared you are. So the less adrenaline you have, the less psyched up you are, and so it hurts worse. That's life.
Yeah. So one of the other ones for me personally was do you have under this tattoo? Do you have
up to here?
No, so you don't have it. Nope. All right. So I do. You can't see it because of my beard, but under my jaw, I'm tattooed all the way to here. Like the background comes all the way there. And when I was getting that done, and my head back, and he's tattooing.
You're like,
so whenever you're getting tattooed on the bottom of your jaw, right here, you feel it in your teeth, and it fucking hurts bad, dude. Oh my God, I couldn't wait for him to be finished with that, dude. It was fucking awful. You feel it in your teeth, bro.
I'd say also too, like, strange parts, like my left calf was terrible. I remember being a kid and I remember being like, this might be the worst thing that's ever happened. And I still think about it. But then my right calf was like twice as big and I don't even remember it. I'm like, that wasn't anything at all. No. But I think I probably was so scared and terrified for my right calf that I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
I had this kid the other day. It was like, I was in Publix And he was like, man, you really tattooed. He's like, those hurt. And I was like, kind of like, that's the one I hear all the time that bugs me. And I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, they all hurt, dude. And he's like, oh, well, I got this one on my forearm. He's like, it didn't hurt. And it's like this little, it wasn't that big, but it was on his forearm. It's on like an easy spot. And I was just like, you really want to do this, dude? I was like, I have like fucking 220 or 30 hours last time I figured it. And I was like, hey, fucking shut up. Keep it pushing, dude. Bag the fucking groceries. Like, let me go.
We're in a whole different lane right now,
fuck,
bud.
man. Like, yeah, that's.
So I was noticing this the other day. Maybe I do have something against numbing cream.
I do.
I don't know. I've never used it.
Neither have I.
I've had someone try to spray like numbing spray halfway through, like Bactine.
Yeah,
I've had that.
Takes the edge off.
Yeah, I've had that before, and it didn't do anything. Like I felt
it doesn't do enough.
Nothing. 4% lidocaine is not really gonna whatever. Yeah. But I'm seeing now these people being like, oh yeah, my tattoos, it's brutal, man. And then I'm looking and I'm seeing like their video, and they used numbing cream and wrapped it for like 5 hours, but they're saying that it was brutal. And I'm like, I promise you have no idea what you're talking about. And I always tell people this, until you've got a bold ass fucking huge traditional tattoo, you haven't been tattooed yet. And I don't care what you say in your comments. I don't care your black work, your whole leg solid black. I don't care. That's valid. I don't care. Wait until you get a 16 or 14 round liner pulled for 2.5, 3 hours. And then on top of that, they go back in and fucking whip shade and black this thing out like crazy. Then when you think you're done, they go to that black, and then they go the darker color, and then they go back into that black and that darker color and pull in the lighter colors into it. Fuck you. 4 passes on that, 5, 6, you're done. Well, that's a tattoo.
Well, it's usually if it's trad, it's
3,
it's 2
max.
It's usually black color skin, which is what I do when I do trad. Like I'm black color skin. But yeah, dude, no, you're not wrong. Like I think if you were to get one where you really want to feel like it's what it feels like to get tattooed, like get a trad tat, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a tattooer and I love tattooing. I love everything about it. And I love that people, get tattoos and stuff like that. And any tattoo feels like getting tattooed. Yeah, it's its own sensation. It doesn't feel like anything else. But you definitely have a point there. I think if you were to, you really want to get like a real tattoo, get a trad tattoo.
And I'm not talking.
And I'm a realism guy saying that. Like I'm
not talking 100% palm size. I'm talking 2 hand size.
Yeah, get a decent size tat.
2 hand size. I want you there for 5 hours, and after 5 hours, we can chat.
Yeah, there's some trad guys right now who are looking at the size of that and going 5 hours. They're done in 2. There's some guys who rip,
but listen,
dude.
But I'm also not talking about doing some black and then just a hint of a few things around to make it look like it's a big tattoo.
Oh no, there's guys who can move like that who do it proper. They get down, dude. There's some dudes.
I've got one on my thigh that took an hour and a half, and I was like, "This is going to take 7 hours." Nope, took him an hour, and I was like,
"There's dudes that fucking they
same
go."
With your line work, I was like watching that video the other day, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw you look up at the TV or something else, and he was whap.
Which video?
I'm doing my back. I was just watching some of that footage, and dude, like you are just hauling ass. I was so scared for myself in the video. I was like, oh my God.
And we're getting it done, dude. We're not going to sit here and fuck around.
Well, I get that, but at the same time, it's like
I tattoo differently depending on the kind of tattoos that I do, because they all require a different skill set. Don't get me wrong, tattooing is kind of tattooing, but each individual style does require like a different way that you have to tattoo. And fortunately, I've learned just about all of them. So when I do trad, dude, like, we're fucking dipping and ripping, dude. We're going.
That's awful.
Yeah, we're fucking going. We're going to send it, dude.
I just want to.
We're getting in there. We're getting it done.
Lightly get in there. And
nope. I'm already set up.
We both are just like
ready to go, dude. All right, buddy. Well, where can people find you, man?
I'm always on Instagram because I'm old.
Yeah,
I don't go anywhere else. If you're going to find me, it's on the same everywhere, just Brandall Media.
Brandall Media. Think of it, Brandall Media. I'll put it in the description too, so you guys can check Brandall out. If you guys are into videography and things like that, dude, Brandall is insane. if you're into fitness and lifting and things like that, Brandall has finally moved into making videos and like doing stuff like that on there. And it's fucking awesome. He's doing real good at it. And he looks fantastic. He looks so good. Dude is crushing it.
Double stuffed Oreos in the last week.
Let's go. That's how we do it. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Brandall, thank you, dude. I appreciate you fucking coming back on, man. We're about to get on that back, dude. Let's go. All right. Later, guys. We'll see you on the next one.